What's up, people? It's your man Black Cobra back once again with the Wheel Life Show. That's right. We're going to talk again about these wonderful machines, these electric gadgets, these futuristic wheel body toting. I don't even know you can call them all kind of stuff, but I call them magic. So the world of EUC, PEVs in general, because we know we have so many of them. Our favorite here on the show, obviously, is the electric unicycle, but we have the one wheels, the scooters, and the e-bikes, and everything else. And I just love where we are in the world right now when it comes to emerging PEVs. So today, we're going to talk about an event that's coming up called the Amped Games. You guys know what's going on. It's going to be huge. It'll be the biggest event that I've been through to definitely, and it's ramping up to be the biggest PEV event so far. So I am excited about it. I'm thrilled about it. I wasn't going to be able to go. I had to do a whole lot of rearranging and making things happen, but now I'm going to be there, so I'm excited about that. And today we're going to talk to its creator, its promoter, and its front man, the one and only Seth Johnson, ladies and gentlemen. Seth, what's up, buddy?
What's up? What's up? Good to see you again. Good to see you.
You guys know him as eridelife. You know, the full send jump master.
That's Mike. That's Mike Lane.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You're right behind him. Some of the jumps you're making, I know I don't know if I can make them. I'm gonna try, but we shall see, people. We shall see. So we got a lot to talk about, buddy. I'm so excited. You are just off of your tour, your Amp Games promo tour, I call it, because you were zipping around to everybody and talking to people, doing interviews, and you have been putting in work.
Yeah, for sure. I just came back from, I was over in Boston. I was over in New York City. We're going to be doing another live show over in Oklahoma City. We're going to be setting that up and getting that on the schedule.
Nice.
And just spread, like you said, spread the love of PEVs and these amazing machines and what they could do for us, and not only just transporting us around, but our mental health too. I think is a huge aspect of it for me.
For me as well. Like I said, I don't know about you guys, but I know that with all that I do, my mental health is challenged sometimes. And if I can get out and get on that wheel, baby, ooh, wheel therapy for real.
It's true, man. It's true. I'll tell you, my story is, I won't get into my complete story, but I will say, 5 years ago, I was 80 pounds heavier. I was on 5 different types of medications just to manage my health issues I was having. And the doctor said to me, "Hey, do you want to make it 5 years? Do you want to see your kids get married? Do you want to see your kids graduate from high school?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Shh." Yeah, that was a big wake up call for me. And that's about the time I stepped on my first one wheel. And it's been all downhill since then, or all uphill. I mean,
depends on how you look at it.
The biggest thing, the biggest motivational factor for me was the less weight I lost, the further I could go on a charge. So I would just keep on.
Oh, the more weight I got you. The lighter you were. Yeah, definitely.
I'd lose 10 pounds and I'd gain a mile in range.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on a device that only goes 13, 14 miles, a mile is a long way. So it was,
that's for
it's
sure.
been a long journey. Yeah. It's definitely helped me and just get my mind right.
That's fantastic, man. You guys know me. You know that I deal with a lot of serious stuff in my work life, in both my jobs. So I can tell you, when I get on the wheel, and if I can do 20, 30 miles, it's a whole different day. Today alone, I can't even get into it, but it looked like an episode of a show. And it was a very rough one, but I knew I had this to look forward to when I got home. And I said, you know what? I think I'll be all right. I'll be all right. So I know that, and this is just talking about it. This is not even going out and actually riding. So imagine when I ride, the therapy is real. And it's one of those things that you can't really explain to people. I try to explain it to people, and I tell them, just get on the wheel. This thing's driving me nuts. I'm like, just get on the wheel. If you get on the wheel, then you can, then you'll understand what I'm talking about, But until you get on the wheel, it's hard for me to explain it to you. I can tell you that it feels like flying. I can tell you that you feel like you're soaring, but it's not till you really feel it and experience it yourself, then you can understand. I watched a new person on Instagram today, and I can't even think of her name, but, and I watched her doing all kinds of silly stuff on a wheel and, 1 foot off, but she was like, just watching her play around with it and like how it has become a part of her everyday life. And I just love it. I love seeing the magic that these wheels bring to people. So I'm thrilled and excited, But for a second, I just want to give a shout out to people that are in the chat already. My EUC Journey, what's up, man? Leo, good to see you. Zoom Wheels Brian, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Wheelie Brady, Spartacus, E. Simon, good day, mate. My Australian connection. Bunny Slippers, what's up, what's up? Electro Psycho, that's Jeremy, what's up, man? Yo, Jeremy, the website was up and you were on it, but then it got messed up. So once I fix it, you'll be back up. So check back later. That's our 2-time winner. Let's see. Robert Larkin, what's up, Rob? Good to see you, man. Live for EUC. What's up, girl? Yeah. We'll give a shout out to one of our 2-to-1. It's good to see people who I don't see a lot in here. This is good. Chris Turbo, what's up? What's up? Yo, it's Turbo. Turbo. Hey, Turbo. Let me ask you a question. Does that helmet actually go on your head? Every video, your helmet's on top of your head. I just laugh.
I have some inside information about why he does that. By the way,
go for it.
I did want to let me call out really quick because you mentioned two of our VIP riders live for EUC and also Turbo NYC. When I was out in New York City, I sat down with Turbo. We did an interview. It was amazing. I edited on the plane on the way home. And so I'm getting ready to publish that. If you want to know why Turbo wears his helmet like that, I got the inside track on that one.
Oh, man. My boy Mickey's in the house. What's up, Mickey? EVX. That's my dude right there. He makes me laugh. Oh, I got a question here. Hold on. I'm going to scroll down to that one. Real Talk is in the house, my man. Thanks for the super chat. He said, did EVX design the V13? Amped? Okay.
I do have some information about the V13. I'm not at liberty to release that right now. But if you tune into EV's live stream, they're going to be announcing not only a special guest, but also some information about the V13 on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys didn't know, EVs is one of our major sponsors. They're actually sponsoring one of our events at the Amped Electric Games. So big shout out to EVs and Bradley. He's right on board, right on the cusp of pushing these events and getting these things out there. So huge shout out to EVs.
Definitely. So let's see. I like looking at the comments. It's so funny. You're so funny, Mickey. Zoom Wheels Brian. He's putting up some of his symbols too. Let's see. Yeah. So Bunny Slipper says he's amped for the stream. Love it. I love it. So obviously we got to give one for the Amp Games.
Hey, we'll pick somebody at the end and we'll send them out a t-shirt too.
Yes, guys. That's glad you mentioned that. So we're gonna be giving away t-shirts, Amp t-shirts today, and for a lucky winner, we're also going to be giving away a ticket to the games. So if you can make your way there, you you just might be able to get yourself a ticket to the AMP games. So stay tuned. Let's see. Liz said
$149 value.
that's right. That's yeah. Oh, grilled pieces here. What's up? What's up? So Liv said, I just took my wheel through the grocery store, seated, pushing a cart. That's a good one, Liv. I like to see that. I doubt you got video of it, but that's hilarious just thinking about it.
Knowing Liv, she did get video.
Yeah.
Content is king.
That's right. Oh, Lord, Buddy Slipper said, Lord Seth, I am not worthy.
I'm just a rider just like everybody else. I am not. I try to just be humble. It's all about being humble. It's all about, passing on what we learn as more experienced riders to the younger generation. That's why I'm really excited that EUC Girl is going to be there, though a lot of us could learn stuff from her.
Mm-hmm.
EUC Girl is going to be there. Jonah's going to be there. I know we got a couple younger riders from New York City coming out. So we will have some races just geared for the younger riders, so that we can help teach them navigating berms or navigating jumps or whatever else, and just spread the love and spread the knowledge that we gain, and maybe they'll fall one less time than we have to learn how to do this.
So Wheelie Brady says, I lost 30 pounds recently just to go faster and longer.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a thing. It's a thing. Look, I'm hoping to lose so I can go faster, but I don't mind repping for the heavy guys though. I like that as well. So I know
some may say you have an advantage as well, because you've got more weight. You can push it a little bit further,
I definitely don't have a problem with pushing wheels.
That's right.
I don't. I can push them. So I don't think this is true. Abrams is heavier than a Monster Pro. I don't think that's true. I don't know what it weighs, but is it?
It's Abrams is it's giant. I mean, it's
but I rode it, but I don't remember it being that heavy. But I didn't pick it up.
Pretty heavy wheel.
Yeah, I didn't pick it up. The Monster Pro has been like the beast. So if it's heavier, then okay, I'll have to look into that. This is something to point out I never even thought of, actually. Big shout out to
95 pounds or something like that. It's pretty heavy.
Well, then it's right in there because that's the Monster Pro's up there too. Big shout out to Rev Ride, Pevra crew, presently making history. PDX, SFO, and PDX. Okay, I'm not sure what that is, but okay.
I think Jesse Garnier and them are traveling up the coast by wheel.
Oh, okay,
Pevra, Jesse Garnier's Pevra. If you guys aren't sure who Pevra is, go check out pevra.org. Yes. They're an organization that helps out with regulations and just all kinds of stuff. Jesse's a great guy. He's a rad human being. Anything that you can do to support Pevra would be awesome. I think it's only like $25 or something a year. Mm-hmm. They'll send you a T-shirt and some stickers and stuff. And then, if you are having a problem in your area with getting access to trails and things like that, they can write a letter and kind of help you navigate the legal landscape in order to try to expand the areas that we're able to use the devices.
Mm-hmm. So Jeremy said I need to lose weight. Yeah, you do, brother, and so do I. So we're in this together. So we gonna go on a wheel diet. You see what I did there? You see what? Okay.
I
saw okay. So before we go too far into this, I wanted to make another announcement. So Seth and I have been talking. You guys can see that Seth has the same positive attitude and outlook that I do. We see things eye to eye, and we click really well. So Seth has asked me, and I quickly responded. I just wanted you guys to know that I will also be an MC and a co-host at the Amped Games with Seth. So you'll see us a lot more working with each other and making the Amped Games the best that we possibly can. So definitely want to see everybody else come out.
I'm looking forward to that, Cobra. I'm telling you, I just your positivity and your vibes, and I could see me rolling around commentating and saying, "Oh, check out Mike Lee on the bags. Let me throw this over to Cobra on the track. Throw it over to you, and you can announce."
So we're gonna have a lot going on. So I'm looking forward to learning to jump. because I'm not really, I don't have access to that out here. So learning to jump really well and you know, racing a little, but I'm really looking forward to, the biggest part for me is looking forward to the camaraderie, to being with other positive people. It really does it for me. So I'm very happy to do this, and I'm very happy to lend my positivity to the cause and make sure that we all have a good time. So this should be this will be epic. So keep that in mind.
You know, to add to that, you know, I mentioned that I lost weight and stuff like that, and that was just a small factor in what really helped me mentally. And the other aspect of what helped me was the community and having people that I could reach out to and people I could talk to. And so that is a huge impetus for me putting on the Amped Electric Games. Yep. It's not just to find out who's the fastest racer or who's the fastest, highest jumper or anything. It's really, I look at this as a family reunion. We're all coming together as one big EV family.
Yes.
We might have a weird uncle, Ray Rockney, I'm looking at you. We might have a weird uncle or two in the bunch.
That's Ray Rockney. He's over in the corner.
He takes pride in being the weird uncle. But yeah, I mean, guys like Ray Rockney, guys like Merlin Fish, you know, Mitch Lustig. I mean, all these guys that really helped me, and they never asked of anything back. They never, you know, they never wanted like to charge me for anything. I mean, I can remember being up at like 2:30 in the morning with my MSX just splayed across the table, and with Merlin Fish on the phone, like, all right, what do I do now in order to get these shims right so I can tighten this axle nut up? And so that's kind of the attitude that I've really tried to bring to this. You know, we've got a pretty thriving group around here. People need tire changes. People need, you know, controllers changed. Hey, come over. If I have time, I'll do it for you. Let's just get you. It's all about getting the riders back on the road, because when you don't have your wheel, it's really frustrating. And so I want to make sure that we get riders on the road. I know that Sam Pacheco down in New York City, he's got a lot of the same philosophy. Let's just get the riders back on the road. We'll worry about payments later or whatnot. And it's just you know, it's a karma thing. Let's just keep the good karma. Overflowing that pool.
I 100% agree. I always get that. My wife laughs at me a lot. She's like, you know, she's like, what, you in that attitude, you like, you just want everybody to get along with everybody. I'm like, yep, I do. I'm like, I know it's not possible, and I know that it's not gonna happen because everybody's different. Everybody has there's a lot of factions, so we learn as we go through things. But at the end of the day, my preference is for all of us to get along, all of us to spread joy, entertainment, and excitement and camaraderie, and just spread the love, man. I that's just me. And I know people are like, because people still ask me, you can't possibly be this happy all the time. I'm like, it's not that I'm happy all the time, because I deal with some really dark shit. It's just that the outlook I have is more, I'm a glass half empty or glass half full. I'm always a glass half full. That's just me. I always think the best because I want the best, you know, it's very few people in this world that I've met that I really am like, you know, I really don't like that guy. You know, it's just because they may have negative qualities, but maybe they didn't do nothing to me. So I don't have a problem with them. So I try to see the best in everyone. And that's this community. Honestly, I've met so many people, just like you said, Seth, that are the same way. You know, even though, my man Panda and I, like, you know, he drove me crazy recently, you all know, but, Panda and I have, you know, a great relationship because he's same thing. He's open to helping. And when you're like that, it means a lot to me. Like, you know, I've also met some people who are, you know, not so friendly or not as friendly, or they're not used to being so friendly. And I could see how hard it was for them to get on board with the, okay, I'm just doing this to be friendly thing. And, you know, but they're, you know, I like pulling this all together. So enough of me. Seth, talk to me about your trip. tell me some highlights. Talk about some of the things that you see. I know we've seen the videos that you put out, but talk to me about some of the things that, maybe we didn't see in video.
Oh man, so this has been a kind of a pretty long journey for me. It started about a year ago, June, and I just got really fed up with the corporate world, and I was a computer software designer for a lot of years, and I just got burned out on it, and being inside all the time, and not, I just really wanted to get outdoors. So about a year ago, I decided that I was just going to take a little sabbatical and start traveling the country and going to different events. So I went out to Seattle. I went to the rides up there. I went out to in October. I went out to Marty's rides, and then I went to Float Life Fest, and then I went to Swamp Fest, and then I went to Bike Fest. And as I'm going to all these events, I'm like, well, all these events are awesome, like, but they're not really what I have in mind for an event. Like, not that they didn't do a great job, but I'm like, you know what? This could be really, really cool if we set up an event that was specific to PEVs, specific to unicycles. I often tell people this is a unicycle themed event, but that doesn't preclude anybody from bringing out one wheels or e-skates. I had a guy contact me yesterday. Are you allowing Surons? I'm like, we're allowing anything. If it plugs into the wall, you bring it out and race it. Just try to find somebody else with a Suron so we could actually have a race.
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, man, I just in that time I thought, I'd really like to lift up the individuals in the community that I feel like are exemplifying being a community member, and that I see putting themselves out there and helping organize rides and helping organize different events and helping younger riders. That's another big thing. So I decided to put together a who's who of VIPs. And so on that list of VIPs, we have names like Kelly Chameleon, Mike Leahy, Brian Norris, Chapeau Duro from France, Lalaxina, Lalaxina, he's a cool guy, Lalaxina, Live for EUC, Jonah from Kona, EUC Girl, just who's who, EUC Side Street Rennie. I decided to lift them up and kind of bring everybody, how can we have a big family reunion if we don't have the grandma, the grandpa, the sons, the daughters, the nephews, and nieces? We gotta have the core family there. So we're bringing the core family, and then we're all going to gather around them. And we've got workshops that are set up, so each of the VIPs will be able to help others learn through their experience. And we've got a bunch of sponsors that are coming on now that is really exciting. Some really big names, some really big sponsors. And it's been like, that snowball that you push down the top of the hill. It's kind of hard to get it going and get it, push it up. And then once it starts rolling, it's just going, and it's just gaining steam and gaining popularity. And so that's really the thing about it. And the other thing, when I was going to these events, that I thought was really crucial about bringing to the Amped Electric Games was, if you guys saw my video down at Swamp Fest, if you YouTube Swamp Fest Tunnel Challenge, they open the official Swamp Fest video with me going down this jump. And what was so thrilling about that was that the sides were lined with people were cheering. And, I didn't have a warm reception at first. They were like, get that the hell out of here. I heard every name in the book. But as soon as I hit that jump, they saw that I was just putting it all out there and I was just going to go for it. And they started chanting, one wheel, one wheel. I wasn't going to stop them. Hey, actually, it's an EUC, guys. You might want to, update your vernacular. But hey, it got the entire crowd behind me, and the feeling of exhilaration. Cobra, you know what it's like to be in front of a live audience. It was like it energized me to my core, and I left that event with this feeling of just rejuvenation, like I was reborn, and I was just ready to tackle the world. And I really wanted to bring that to our event, which is why we're selling tickets. We're going to have Friday is actually going to be free. So anybody that wants to come out and spectate on Friday, and then we'll announce, hey, come back tomorrow, bring a friend, you get in for free again. So every night of the event, hopefully we gain more and more followers, more and more popularity. And I'm shooting for hopefully 5,000-6,000 people over the course of the weekend to come through,
Nice.
see what we're doing, maybe jump on a wheel with one of those walker things to see how it works.
Yeah, those are great. I wanted to build one. I still
Yeah.
haven't done it. Yeah.
Yeah. And just share the love for the PEVs and I wanted the racers and riders of the Amped Electric games to get that feeling of exhilaration where all the crowd is cheering for you, they're pulling for you. Maybe we have like a red side and a blue side, and we do like last man standing or something. Everybody over here is for red. Everybody,
I like that.
Like a modern day Renaissance festival kind of a thing. So that's the big thing that I think will set apart this event from pretty much any other event is live participation, live audience. And I think it's just going to be so exciting. And I think it's really going to, hopefully it rejuvenates everybody else and their spirit and their soul the way that it did for me.
And it is very good to see that type of thing. And while we're talking about that, I want to echo everything he just said. Now in September, a couple weeks after their AMP games, I'm doing my event here. Mine's only a 1 day, the Wheel Life Rally, and it's here in Southwick at a dirt bike track here. But it's the same feeling. All I wanted to do was bring people together. So that's like everything you're saying. I'm like, man, that's exactly why I came up with the event, because I thought the same thing. If I could get people together to ride and have fun and race and just enjoy each other's company, some people learn. And I've done it 2 years now, and it was last minute because I couldn't get a date. This time I got a date a little earlier. So I'm excited about just being around people in this. So the AMP games, you're doing it on a bigger level, and it's like so exciting to me seeing all the people that are coming and all of the sponsors. I'm just happy with it. You're doing a hell of a job, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. That is for sure. I know that I hear a lot of people that are, and this is one thing I want to tell people. You may not be able to make it the whole time, but come out when you can. Because that's initially I was going to come for like 1 or 2 days because that's all I could get free. And then I was able to work it out and get more days free. But I initially was like, I just got to be there. At least I got to be there for some of it because I know it's going to be groundbreaking and exhilarating and a lot of fun. So I'm just thrilled. Definitely thrilled.
And also, with the ramps and everything, everything has been built. I've bought quality materials, I bought quality things. I had things custom made, I had things custom built, all to go onto a trailer and go on the road. So
nice.
This is not going to be the last, knock on wood. This will not be a one-time thing. I would love to set up shows in LA and Fort Lauderdale and Cincinnati and just anywhere with the idea of this is an invitation or this is an open. Bring out your wheels, bring out your good vibrations, your good positive attitude, because that's what it's all about in the end of the day. And let's have some fun. Let's have some good clean fun.
Yeah. Speaking on the other vehicles as well, while we were out at the Hero demo in New York City, that's where I went and saw Seth. There was a guy on I forgot what, a Panther, I think it's called, a scooter. That thing was a beast. I was like, whoa. He said, I like to go off road and do grass and stuff. I'm like, hey, get a few more people to race and come on down. I'll put you in a race too. I said, no problems, dude. But you just got to have other people of the same PEV to race because, I can't put you against EUCs. It's just not going to work. It's not going to work. So, just like at my event, we had one wheels, and last year, just as many one wheels showed up as EUCs. So we had both races, and it was just as fun and exciting to see both race. So
lots of crossover there, and a lot of people. I own a one wheel still. I mean, a lot of EUC guys own one wheels and scooters and stuff. I used to review scooters on my channel, eridelife, youtube.com/eridelife. So I've ridden some pretty crazy scooters. I mean, I rode a Bronco. I think it was like the Bronco Extreme. I think it's like a 70 mile an hour top speed scooter. So when people talk about, I'm going to buy an EUC so I can race scooters, I'm like, you're probably not going to win. they're in another level.
Yeah, depending on the scooter though. Like, yeah,
Right.
if you got one of those scooters, yeah. But
Dual 5,000 watt motors, but
that's
now
crazy.
10,000 watts of power. I mean, it's the level that they're going with the scooter technology, and that's another thing about the Amped Electric games is I really want to push the sport, and I really want to get eyes on it so that we get safer wheels,
Yes.
we get better components, better materials. It's never until a sport gets to a competitive level that we really start seeing advancements. I mean, this happened with bike racing, this happened with motocross racing. Once you put that competitive element in it, and you get that corporate or sponsor backing, and they're like, hey, we're going to put together a team, we're going to spend $1 million on R&D, and we're going to make this thing amazing. And so that's another thing I think is to take EUCs kind of out of the shadows and out of the, basically put things in the limelight, because these things, it's not BMX and it's not motocross. It's somewhere in between, and it fills that gap.
We're a whole different animal. So people just have to, accept that we are what we are, not, what anything else is. So, Mickey says he did have big input on the V13. And we're glad you did then, Mickey, because it's shaping up to be one hell of a wheel. So, I appreciate that. Livette was in here. What's going on? NYC mom, wife, teacher. And Francisco said, send me the shirt now. I win. All right, Francisco, you got it, bro. You got it. Let's see. She got video. It's on Reel. Look, I know some of the comments are on stuff we were talking about already, so I'm trying to piece back together what we were saying at the time.
Okay.
It's in my IG already. Oh, she already put the shopping video on her IG. Nadia is the best. Yeah, EUC girl's dope. She's gonna be amazing. Thanks for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Let's see. Bunny slippers. Nadia's fearless. Yeah, she's riding backwards. I still can't even ride backwards well. she's trying to go as fast as she can too. They're clocking her speed backwards. I'm like, okay, I gotta put some work in.
So I did go out and meet with Nadia. If you check out our YouTube channel, I sat down with the interview with Nadia, and I rode with her for 2 days. I stayed there and we rode we rode jumps and stuff. And she is fearless, but she's also very calculating. I mean, she will calculate risks and things like that. So, it's not from a reckless point of view at all.
Oh yeah.
And we made very sure that everything was safe. I tested all the jumps ahead of her, some of them bigger than I've ever done before, because I said, oh, Nadia, I think you got that. She's like, why don't you do it first? I'm like, okay.
She ain't no dummy.
What am I gonna do? I'm like the big bad jumper. I'm like, okay, I got this. Jump, crash. I came right back. Jump, crash. She's like, I think you might want to lean forward a little bit.
She did not. That's funny.
She's great.
Oh man, love it.
She's got a great personality. I think Nadia's gonna go a long way. And,
yes, she definitely is. Thanks, Francisco. Appreciate the super chat, brother. Francisco, and real quick shout out to Francisco and Livette. They are definitely, like I always say, my favorite EUC couple. I love you guys. I had a great time with you guys in New York. So let's see. Wheelie Brady, exciting. Installing new Fox shock on my L4 and L5 disc. Yeah, I want to see that.
I did that a while ago. I actually did C4 and 5 and L4 and 5.
You put a Fox shock in it?
Yeah, I needed some cushioning there.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Let's see.
It just goes to show, with the state of modern technology, you can have 5 spinal fusions and still get out and do the stuff that I'm doing on the jumps.
Yeah. My goal is to jump to 8 foot jump when I leave. Okay, okay, Turbo. I'm with you. I might be watching, but I'll be with you.
Quick note on the jumps. I think that these might be the first jumps ever designed for EUCs.
Yeah.
So the way that they're designed is actually with a not as steep of a radius. So your typical bike jump will be like an 8 or 9 foot radius, which gets pretty tall at the top. These are a 10-foot radius, which gets them more of a gradual kind of a jump. And so that should really help. I mean, the jumps will be longer, but it's a lot easier to land a jump when you have some speed than it is if you go straight up and come straight down.
Right.
So,
right.
Yeah.
So Jeremy's asking, and glad you asked, Jeremy. We can put it out there. He said, when and where are the AMP Games? The AMP Games are in Bentonville, Arkansas, September 1st to September 5th. You can go to his, he's got a YouTube channel set up. He's got an IG set up, so you can go there as well. He's got his website, ampedelectricgames.com, so you can go there as well. Check out all the good stuff that he's already got pumped in and set up so you can see it and you can get excited. If you're not excited already, then listening to us might help. And if that doesn't help enough, then go ahead and check out the sites and you can see all this stuff for yourself, because I can tell you right now, it's already got me pumped. I'm like, man, what time we done with the show? I can go get another ride in. Yeah. Because I do
also, I want to give a big shout out also to Jack. King, you guys might know him as King Song Jack.
Yeah.
He's been really helping out a lot behind the scenes. I like to shout out to people that have been helping me out, and King Song Jack's been one of them. Obviously, all my VIPs have been helping out. You know, Live for UC and her boyfriend Nick have been great helps, and so it hasn't been just me getting this thing. You know, when we went on our world tour, I took my 2 sons, and they were my sound and my video. So I was doing the interviews, and they were doing the sound and the video. So a big shout out to them. Obviously, a big shout out to my wife. My wife letting me run with my dreams and supporting
smart man.
dreams.
Smart man.
Yeah,
let her know.
She's incredible. She's an incredible person. She'll be at the Amped Electric Games.
Very good. Very good.
So my son Ben, my other son Chase, he's on his way to college, so he's not gonna be able to make it. But I've got friends coming out, I've got family coming out, I've got a big network of volunteers that are there in Bentonville that are going to be helping on the ground as race marshals and helping keep everything cleaned up, keep our water tanks full. You know, so it's as much as I love the kudos and the credit, there's no way I could have done everything that I've done up until this point without that help. So I just did want to give those
definitely and that makes sense, and it's I'm glad that you're going to say that. So everybody that has helped thus far,
including you, Cobra, including you.
I just want you guys to know that I hear Seth, because I mean I've done a lot of things in my life. I've been telling Seth a little thing. He's like, what? Like he just knows a little bit. I've done a lot in my life, and one of the things I know is that we don't do anything alone. You know, we may inspire, we may enlist the help of others, but we don't do it alone, So once you get others involved, it's their participation and their help that allows you to do what you do. I have a lot of vision in things I see, but it's the help of others and the participation of others that makes it all possible. So, I really appreciate, I'm glad. And I want to say, give a shout out to your wife and your kids. No, legit, because I say it all the time. I don't have that. I have a wonderful, amazing wife. She's amazing, and I'm going out to Bentonville, but she ain't happy about it. She says, "You're going what?" She said, "You're going where? For what?" So she's not happy about it. Yeah.
Arkansas? What's Arkansas?
She's like, and it's mostly because it's for that wheel stuff again. Yes, it is, honey. Yes, it is. It's
so beyond that. It is beyond that, though, I think.
Yeah.
It's not just the wheel stuff. Like we've talked about,
right. But the thing is that you can see that, Seth. Not everybody can. And that's why it's important for us to come together, because I have learned that no matter how enthusiastic I am about it, I can share my enthusiasm, but it doesn't mean that they are going to share it back. and I have gotten that a lot. I still have a lot of negative Nancys that are in my life when it comes to what I'm doing, and
Yeah.
I have to push them off like whoa, push them off like huh. This is a song that everybody, you may know what I'm talking about. You have to stop people from spreading that negativity to you, and I do the best I can. But there's a lot of people that are like, oh, can't believe you're still doing that. Why are you still doing that? Like, so when I hear like your wife is supporting you and she's gonna be there, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
My wife did the same, even though she's not into it. My wife and my
Yeah.
kids, they came to my first rally, and then they were, that was my whole team. They were, I have, Jeremy's here, and Ashley Showtime, she's my partner in crime, and Anthony Edwards, he's there. So we have a handful of people here, but it takes a lot of work to do it. So if you have a good crew, I want to give a shout out to your crew. So
You either got to have a good crew or a lot of money. and
I ain't got the money.
I didn't have the latter.
I ain't got
But
the
also,
money.
Cobra, also I think that I do want to give a shout out to everybody who's sent me positive messages on Facebook or through Instagram. I mean, that's been something that's really kept me going. When I get, I've had like some struggles and some things with timing and just, ran up against some resistance. But when I get that message on Facebook that's like, I love what you're doing. I'm buying a jersey just to support the games. I can't make it there, but I just want to support you. And that really, I mean, those people and that positive energy has been crucial in keeping me going. So I'll have to say that, having all these people in person is great. Having people sign up as volunteers is great. But even the positive messages, even the positive feedback, and even the negative feedback, I want to thank those people too. I want to thank you for being a hater, and I want to thank you for filling my cup with haterade, because I just drink that right up, and that energizes me too, because I want to prove you wrong.
Yeah, it's like Popeye. Da, 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 da. Like, listen, look, people don't understand. That's a fact. That's factual what he's saying right there, because I have that too. There are people who they want to see me fail, and they're in my life just to see me fail. And I like to smile at them and say, keep watching.
Love that haterade. Oh, what do we have? Cherry this time?
Yeah. Like, because, I may fall down, which I have, but I'm going to get up, brush myself off, and keep running. That's just how I do.
A stronger person.
That's right.
Person for it.
So,
the
real talk.
Fall, the further we have to climb out of these pitfalls, the stronger we become, the stronger our character becomes. And all of these, I'll tell you one thing, meeting Turbo NYC in New York City and hearing his story and his family, his son was afflicted with cancer, and that just seeing that what he went through, and he still maintains this positive attitude, and he's just an amazing person. And so that just energized me even more, and it inspired me. So we're getting in contact with the Pediatric Cancer Association. And if you didn't know, Mike Leahy's going to be jumping over a bus at the Amped Electric Games. We're going to work with them to see how we can turn that into a stuff-a-bus or some type of a jump-a-thon or something to benefit childhood cancer research. Perfect. And so, I mean, these are the things that, there's bad things in life, but it's really how you choose to perceive them, how you choose to have them affect you, because we all create our own reality. You are in control of your thoughts. You are in control of your emotions most of the time. And it's how you choose to react to that's coming in. You can either choose to become bitter and sour and dour at the world, or you can use that experience to catapult yourself and lift yourself up and become that better, bigger person. And Turbo NYC in New York City he's the epitome of that. And I just want to thank him for opening up his home and his time with me, and him and his wife, Chrissy. I went and met their whole family, and we had a great chat. And it was just, I left that night, and I was just full of joy and love. And I can't thank him enough for that.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And, sharing each other's story is why this comment is on the screen here. Wheelie Brady says, y'all feel like family here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, facts, man, facts.
Yeah. Facts is right. Facts is right.
So, Real Talk has said, any opinion on the Raptor controller by InMotion for the V13? I think it looked amazing. But again, I'm glass half full. You know, I'm the kind of guy who's always looking for the positive. So, I'm expecting it to be the most amazing wheel ever and nothing to be wrong. Of course, I'm going to be disappointed a little, but you know, it is what it is.
At some point, you would hope that these companies would just improve the wheels they have instead of coming out with this new stuff. Like, I mean, it just feels like a lot of times. I'm not no dig on emotion. I mean, this is across the board. You know, it's like an arms race. It's like a wheels race. But I mean, ultimately, we're the ones that are becoming the crash test dummies for these things.
Yeah, oh, we are.
I would much rather have a wheel that was fully tested and fully vetted, even if we have to wait. I mean, we waited a year and a half, a year or something for the S22, and mine died within 10 miles. So it's stuff like that. You know, I just, you know, it really feels like they're really rushing stuff to get it out. And I find that happens a lot, being from a business background, when marketing is driving development as opposed to development driving development. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is like, it's good and it's bad because like the S22 is a prime example, like you just said. I was so excited for that wheel. Like, I can't even explain to you. You guys know all my shows leading up to it. I was talking about it. I was set to get it. And then I went and rode it and I was like, wow, I enjoyed riding it so thoroughly. And then the fire happened. Then I was looking for an explanation. Then I realized what the speed actually was. I was looking at a marginal upgrade in speed from my V11. And I'm like, okay. And then I saw the Master and I'm like, okay, that's a much bigger increase in speed. I liked, you know, a few things different, you know, some things the same, but a few things I'm like, all right. So I switched over to that, but my excitement that I built up, it was hard to let go. I'm like, now I'm not getting one. I'm like, and then to see it.
The T4 just was announced, I think today, that Bigo T4.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that one?
No, I didn't even hear about that. Another one?
Yeah,
oh Lord.
Yeah. So Bigo is releasing a jumping or stunt wheel. It's a smaller tire with a shock. It looks like a baby Master.
Okay.
It's like a little baby Master with a smaller wheels, a little bit smaller pedal profile. It's 1,800 watt hours. It's really, I think it's their answer for the guys who they made mad when they discontinued the RS, like me. So it's kind of like it's like an RS with shocks, and I think a slightly smaller wheel. You guys can go. I just heard about it, but you guys can go read up on the specs on it. But it looks like a contender. It's not a high-speed wheel though. It's going to be a jumper. It's going to be a stunt wheel. And it looks really interesting.
Well, it's for you said T4, so we'll call it the T-Rex. That's what we'll call it. So. So when are we gonna have the East Coast event, bro? New York or Florida, Cobra? Look, he just said he's gonna be able to pack it up. You can see that I'm doing the Wheel Life Rally here, which is a smaller event. But if we can bring this around, then you know you may see Seth and I doing some things together at different locations. Yeah. So you know, that would bring us all together, and then you know we can make that happen. Florida is definitely doable. New York, there's so many places. So yeah, wintertime for Florida. I vote for that.
Definitely. I mean, I envision. I mean, I see like these like motocross rallies, and you got guys. They have like a team trailer, and they just follow the event all around the country and compete. I mean, barbecue competitions travel around the country, and teams travel around and compete. That's what I could see the Amped Electric Games becoming, is a kind of a traveling circuit, no pun intended, with the championship in Bentonville. I was actually talking to the Chamber of Commerce out there in Bentonville, and they were like, well, what are your plans for this? You know, what do you think? And I said, if I'm being honest, in 5 years, you'll be building us an arena in Bentonville. for
There
the
you
Amped
go.
Electric Games. I mean, I've got, like I said, I really feel like we create our own reality, and I feel like thoughts have power. And I think that if we put those vibes out there, and we put those thoughts out there, we envision those things becoming true, I think that there's nothing stopping us.
Yep. Listen, I 100% agree. And it's one of those things that makes me excited. I get really thrilled. And people, just so you guys know, I'm popping up your comments because I don't want to have to go back later. A lot of times I miss them, so I'm just popping them up on the screen. And he's asking about events this side, and Jeremy's putting up to make sure September 18th, Sunday, September 18th, we're having the Wheel Life Rally here in Southwick, Mass. We just wanted to make that clear, so the guy who asked about having stuff over this way, make sure you make it here on September 18th, because it's not far from New York. I'm in New York a lot now, so you can come this way as well. So it's not that far. I know Bentonville may be further than some people are ready to travel, but start here and we'll get there. Let's make that happen.
I want to come. I would love to come to your event. That would be awesome. If I can swing it, I'm going to do it.
Well, you let me know, because I definitely will be ready, and hope that you can. But we'll talk more about it.
We'll bring the bags. We'll bring the ramps and the bags.
Oh, that would be great, because I want to do a obstacle course. So if we can do jump spots, that'd be even better. And he's got some really great spots out at the track that we could do it. So it would be great. It would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
New York events, Mickey, I want to see something huge in the Sunshine State. Yeah, we'll do something in Florida. Don't worry. We'll get there. Trust me. It's going to happen, one thing at a time. We got to build up where we can, but keep the positive thoughts, positive energy, and everybody just remember to support and help out. I can't stress it enough. I really can't stress it enough. Support is key. Like he was just saying, when you get that kind of support, just people saying things to you, because there's a lot of negativity. So the positive energy goes a long way. You don't have to, if you can't make it, you can't be there, and there's just no way. I get it. I understand. But your energy can pass through easily. You can still share your positive energy with us. So please do that. I want to see a street race with VT in August. Let's let it up. Well, make it happen. Look, I'm game for any of that. So Jeremy says for the culture. Yes.
We actually have a pretty good team of riders coming out from New York City. I'm really, really excited about the folks that are coming out. I know that Sam Pichico, I mentioned him earlier. I don't have the list in front of me. If Turbo's still in the chat, he can put in the names. Willie Brady. I forgot his name. He mentioned that he's coming out. The guy in Jersey who tried to meet up with me. I'm sorry that we couldn't meet up. Willie Brady, right? Is that it?
Willie Brady's in the chat. That's who you were meeting up with? Yeah. So we do have, there is a New York City contingent coming out. I think they're renting like an Econoline van or something. So, hey, come on out. I want East Coast represent, West Coast represent. This is it's not like Tupac Biggie, but hey, we're all coming to like a central place, a neutral ground in the middle of the country where we can all come together and race and ride together. And just to mention, it's not all about racing. It's not all about jumping. We're also going to have workshops that our VIPs are putting on. We have one building that is dedicated to just be a social ride. So, just roll around like the old school roller rink when I was growing up. I was like 10, 11 years old. That's what I was thinking about.
Classic skating, baby. I remember going to classic skating. And it'd be like couples dance or couples skate, reverse skate, the hokey pokey. I mean, all of these things. I mean,
we got to do the limbo.
I'm all about it.
on the skates we used to do.
Remember the freeze? Like you have to like do a pose. Like, the music would be going and it'd be like freeze. And then, they would give you tickets. They would give you like free tickets. Like, oh, I like that pose. Here you go. Oh, I like that pose. So, I want to bring that back. I want to.
Man, we have to. I love it.
I've got coloring books that I'm making up of all of our VIPs to hand out to the kids that they can color in.
Nice.
I'm going to be, if I can get it in time, I want to do a coloring contest. I've got some coloring book pages with a barcode on them so they can color it in, snap a picture of the barcode, and then get a free ticket to the games, come out, meet their VIP, meet their favorite VIP, take a picture with them.
Nice.
It's really, it's a lot about the kids. I really want it to be a kid-centric event. I want to, because that's the next generation. These are going to be the kids that are buying the next generation of wheels and introducing them to it. So I'm really, if you have kids and you're on the fence about bringing them, bring out the kids.
Yeah.
Don't even have to buy a ticket. We'll just give you a ticket for the kids. Bring them out. Then we can have kids racing classes.
Nice.
Ladies, come on out. We got a large contingent of ladies that are coming out and racing and coming out to be there. So, I definitely want to have just put it out there that, hey, this is a family event. Bring your family, bring your wives, bring your kids.
That's fantastic.
Bentonville is very culturally. I wouldn't say culturally diverse, but I would say that they are very cultured. They have museums and artwork and spaces to walk through different exhibits. And actually, opening on the 31st of August, it's going to be an electric forest event at the Crystal Bridges Museum. So there's a paved trail that goes all through the woods and they're like suspending different lights that move, like kinetic type structures and things like that. And so, it's going to be awesome. And
that sounds amazing.
So I'm really looking forward to that. I need to figure out the shuttle thing. I might just rent a bus for the weekend and we can just shuttle people all around. If anybody has a CDL, let me know because we might need your help to drive the bus. But we also just a quick shout out to Mike Ray for building the trophies. I took all the old parts that I had burned up controllers and and rims. I put them all on a ball.
That's dope.
and he's building these. He's using like epoxy to make the bases, and he's building some really amazing trophies for us. So huge shout out to him.
That's a great idea.
I've had offers to come in and run heavy equipment for me before the games because we have 400 truckloads of dirt on the fairgrounds property right now.
Shit.
That's enough dirt to build a hill climb challenge and a BMX track, a track. So, shout out to everybody who's offered to come into town ahead of time and help out. We could definitely use your help. And I could put you up. We've got the whole fairgrounds. And those of you that are worried about tent camping, don't worry about it. We've got buildings. We have buildings. They have offices. You just bring an air mattress and a sleeping bag. You could throw it down on the ground. You don't have to be in a tent. You don't have to be outside in the elements. And bring your footed pajamas so that we could all walk around and have a little drive-in movie, a ride-in movie. I have planned. I have a talent show planned. We've got,
footies. We're gonna have a footies fest. Footsies around the fireplace.
or the big slippers, the big Donald Duck slippers. Imagine riding around on your EUC with those on.
I saw somebody riding in them high heels. I was like, okay. So we'll try riding in them big goofy slippers, see how that goes. So B Times is saying everyone is going to go home from the games a jumper. Can't wait to get Cobra hitting the airbags. That's right, brother. I'll be out there. I'll definitely be trying it. Probably be hurting myself, but whatever.
Go check out B Times channel. That's Brian B-Rex. That's one of our VIPs.
That's B-Rex. Okay. Yeah, what's up, man?
Yeah, Brian Norris. Brian Norris. He's from the Pacific Northwest. Him and Shibby are really setting the bar as far as jumping goes. I want to have a limbo. Let's do a limbo.
I just said that. Yeah, limbo. Turbo said I had a dream, me killing it on the jumps with Shibby, laughing my ass off. Definitely a dream. Maybe not, man. Maybe it's not a dream, man. Maybe you're going to be doing it.
Maybe not on the Sherman. The Sherman's a pretty heavy wheel. But we'll see.
No, well, that's the good thing is so many people will have wheels out there. And listen, everybody please pray for me. I'm praying that my master comes in time because because otherwise I don't have a wheel that I could take. Because the Monster Pro is definitely not a off-road jumping wheel. That's just not happening. But
Hey, I don't know.
it may be my only choice because I'm not gonna bring the Sherman. The Sherman from just it's too low. The pedals, I don't have good luck with that off-road. Even though Electrocycle in here, Jeremy, he had good luck. He won twice. He did have the Nylanova pedals, so he had them angled and slightly elevated, so that helped. But I did not have luck on that wheel in off-road at all. And especially the way
we'll have 2 off-road and 2 on-road courses. So
okay,
if
perfect.
you only want on-road, you can come and do on-road. If you like off-road, you can come and do off-road. So we want to try to please everybody at the Amped Electric Games. Of course, yeah, we were going to please everybody. Hell yeah.
So Mickey said if everyone walks away as jumpers, all the regional repair shops will gain so much business from people breaking their rims and axles. Probably. Yeah. But we're gonna have fun doing it, Mickey.
Yeah. And there's best practices. I mean, there's a lot of things that you could do to mitigate some of those things, and if that's the case, hopefully that pushes the manufacturers. Once again, it's all about getting the better wheels, getting the stronger wheels, the stronger components, and just pushing our sport and to become an actual sport.
That's right. That's right.
A hobby.
Make it happen. Like a hobby, make it happen.
You have the option to be a sport.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for too. I want that to happen. So Liv for EUC is saying, she said, LOL, I'm hoping to come home having made more friends. Liv, that's 100% a fact that's gonna happen. You ain't even gotta try for that. There's just way too much positive energy and enthusiasm in this crowd for us not to come back with a ton more friends. And not that we're already in the positive space. It's just putting us together is going to give us so much more familiarity. So I'm excited for that.
And Liv of everybody. I mean, Liv. Yeah. She walks in a room and the room brightens. I mean, she's a real force, a real positive force. I
believe it.
And if you haven't seen my video or her video, our interview on Amped Electric Games on YouTube/Amped Electric Games, go check it out. She's relatively new to the community, so go and learn a little bit more about Live for EUC. She is an amazing. She has a lot to contribute, and I just appreciate her and Nick. They're just awesome. They've been really pushing the community in Phoenix, bringing people together in Phoenix, and creating a really strong community. She's also working on some nonprofit type of things I'm not at liberty to discuss, but that's really, I think, another thing that's missing from our sport is having a real strong nonprofit arm where we can direct some and have a positive effect on the world. So look forward to that. I look forward to seeing what comes out of that, because I mean, I think it was Martin Luther King Jr. that said, "What have you done for others today?" That is life's most ultimate question.
That is a powerful question. Powerful. Honestly, I do a lot for training others in my career fields, and that's one of the biggest answers I give when they I ask them, why are you doing this? And then I tell them, I said, just so you know why I feel, how I answer that, I do what I do to help others. And all the jobs, both my jobs and all the things that I do it to help others. I was raised, my mother had a huge heart, and she just passed that on to me. Like, I always feel like I want to, okay, what else can I do to help? The question, how can I help? It's just such a powerful question. People pose many things and talk about many things, but how can I help? Is like a huge thing. And I love that. And if nothing else, when I leave from this planet, I hope that that's another thing that you can put on my gravestone. He lived one hell of a life, and he helped as many people as he could. So,
I love that. That's a great sentiment.
Shout out to my mother. She's passed away, but she passed on a lot in the way of positivity, energy, and she had a laugh that would fill a room, boy.
I think you may have inherited that too.
Oh, here's an important one. So for your wheels, he says, is there somewhere people are shipping their wheels? Now, for
Yeah.
me, I'm kind of lucky because I have someone here who's driving across country, and she's gonna make a couple stops, and she's like, if you want to throw your wheel in my truck, I'll just bring it. And I'm like, bet. So, but
Yeah.
you just shipped your wheels, so how did you do it? Talk to him.
Yeah. So I actually, I need to get that up onto the website, but we will have
Yeah.
a product which will be wheel shipping, door to door. And so I've got a contract with FedEx to ship the wheels to the fairgrounds there. And so you guys will be able to ship your wheels door to door. Obviously, you'll need to ship them out a little bit ahead of time, which might be hard for some people because they like to ride their wheels right up until the day of. But yeah, we'll have shipping and receiving. So we'll be able to receive your wheel. When we get your wheel, we're going to test it. We're going to charge it up. We're going to make sure that it charges to 100% because we don't want to put it with the other wheels if it's got a problem with the battery. So we want to make sure that we have a safe storage solution. And in order to do that, we need to do a little bit of just technical checks to make sure that you don't have a bad cell or something like that. And so, yeah, you'll be able to ship your wheels out, and then we'll take care of the shipping of them on the way back. It's going to run around, it's about $100 each way. So it'll be about $200. That was the last time I checked. And obviously that also depends on your zip code. It depends on how much insurance you put on your wheel. It depends on a lot of different factors. So, from coast to coast, if we're talking LA to Boston, that ran about $150 with $3,000 worth of insurance. So from coast to Bentonville is going to be about $100, and that's with insurance as well. So yeah, we will have, I'll actually have an office out there at the fairgrounds. So when the UPS or the FedEx driver pulls up, I'll be able to go out, grab your wheel, make sure it's safe, put it in a locked storage place and everything. So just make sure you include your charger and everything that you're going to need. From a power perspective, we have you covered. Don't worry about bringing generators. You don't have to worry about bringing solar panels. You don't have to worry about bringing anything, man.
Ooh, solar panel.
This place is okay. So it's the fairgrounds, right? So all the corn dog trucks and the Ferris wheels and everything, they all have to plug into power. So there is literally checkerboarded across the entire place. Power. Green boxes, 50 amp service, 30 amp service, everywhere. So we'll have a lot of different charging options, and also another shout out to EVs for sponsoring a charging oasis where we'll have a shaded area where your wheels can charge and you can have a cold drink at the same time. And yeah,
that's great. That is great. So Turbo said, my wife wanted me to stop riding last year. Now she is riding herself. Ha ha. I think I did good. You did great, brother. You did great.
If I could get my wife on one now,
I wish. My wife or my 3 kids. None of them. None of them.
I guess they come home and see all my scrapes and scratches. They're like, no way.
Well, imagine me. They see how bad I broke my shoulder on the Monster Pro, and they're like, no way. And they were already like, we're not going to die on that thing. And then I fell, and they're like, see? So Wheelie Brady said, she knows all your secrets. She'll be faster than you soon.
That's true. I was talking to Turbo, and he's like, and now my wife rides, and I'm like, oh, you slow down. I'm like, oh, well, that seems like quite the role reversal there. He went from telling you to slow down, now you're telling her to slow down.
Yeah, he said that's what he's scared of, that she's gonna be faster than him. Oh, Kevin Holderman, the Splice Man, what's up? Creator of the Splice Guard.
And our newest sponsor. Thank you, Kevin.
That's right. Okay.
Spoke to Kevin today. We're going to be getting the Splice Guard for one of our prizes at the Amped Electric Games.
Shouts out the Splice Guard. All right. Very nice. So my EUC said Nadia is jumping an helicopter and live for EUC is the pilot. Yeah, okay.
I think that reference came from one of my live streams.
Yes, probably.
Shibby's jumping a bus. What's Naughty gonna jump a helicopter?
So Turbo wanted to say thanks. Thanks, Seth. He said you're amazing too, just so you know.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Much love. Much love.
Yeah. Oh, Wheelie Brady said, I was so excited for the Abrams, but then, listen, man, I'm right with you, man. I was the same way. It looked like the Sherman 2.0. I was so excited for it. And then when it started failing and failing and failing, I was like, all right, never mind. I just completely wiped it off my radar. Like it didn't happen. And it's sad because it looks amazing. It's one of my favorite looking wheels, honestly, but that's just me.
Yeah,
you know?
I test rode one for Jimmy Chang. Jimmy Chang had one out for a review, and I test rode it, and I got to, I don't know, I was probably doing like 50, and I heard it go beep, and then it dipped, and then it like came back on. All right, I'm done with the Abrams.
He's like, next. That's
I can't
funny.
imagine falling and having that thing right up my back either. I mean, that's such a heavy wheel.
No. Imagine that.
You. I mean,
yeah, that would crush you. So that's oof. Oh, the Mini Master. Yep. The wick is a perfect spot.
The T.
Yeah.
That's the Model T.
the T-Rex. I'm telling you, the T-Rex. The wick is a perfect spot to hold a huge event with jumps. Yeah, the dirt bike track where I'm doing the Wheel Life Rally is all about those dirt tracks and huge jumps. Unfortunately, we can't jump on the track because the dirt is so deep we couldn't even get through it with our wheels. But he uses the rest of the grounds, and he uses a bulldozer, and he designs the tracks for us. Rick is 70 years old, still loves the sport, and does so much work to help us put this on. Rick from the Wick he's a Rick at the Wick. That's his. He's Rick at the Wick. He's amazing. So I think about that, and he'd be happy to put on jumps and add some stuff. He's diabolical with creating these courses, so it's going to be great to have him do that. And the other thing I wanted to mention when you said sponsors, I also had two sponsors I wanted to shout out to, Clark Pads and Yuko. Thank you for your support for the Wheel Life Rally as well. I appreciate you, and looking to add more sponsors as well. Again, nowhere near as big as the Ant Games is going to be, but definitely something here in our community that you guys can get to if you can't make it there, or in addition to making it there, you can come out here also. So let's see. And I think we may also be able to get Kevin to make something for us too. Let's see.
I'm really excited. I'm excited about also another sponsor that we picked up was Kinetic DL, the designer of the EUC shoes.
So yes, you mentioned that.
Specific designer, I don't want to butcher his name, Mirsay, I believe is his name. Anyway, he reached out to me. He's super positive vibes, and he is all about pushing the sport of EUCs through this new shoe design that he's doing. So
nice.
If you guys didn't know, on Amped Electric Games, I've been doing a live stream, trying to get there every day about 4:30 Mountain Daylight Time. But I've been bringing updates of what's going on, and I'm just going to have more and more to talk about each day as we get closer to the event. Also, we have both Brian Norris and Shibby Time are going to be coming into town ahead of time, so you'll see us on that live stream building the actual jumps, driving the machines, getting the track all built up and everything. And,
Sweet.
It's
sweet.
Really exciting.
Sweet. I love it. So EUC Grill Piece says the T4 was literally made for Nadia and for kids like her or want to be like her. Be goat ain't stupid. They want every corner of the market locked.
Yeah.
Well said.
I'll get in touch with them. Yeah, let's see if we can get a T4 out at the end.
There you go.
For people to try out. That would be cool. That would be cool. Maybe we could get a V13 out there for people to try out. I don't know. That would be cool too.
V13? So Wheelie Brady said he'll be there on the 18th. All right. That's good, brother. I'm glad you're going to make it to the Wheel Life Rally. I appreciate that. I'm hoping that more people are able to. I've had a couple people reach out to me recently saying that they're trying to make it. So I'm hoping to see more signups. Oh, and the website. Oh, I am definitely not a web designer. I know my way around computers, and I do a lot of things, and Seth has been talking to me a little bit, and oh boy, I'm stressed. I had the website just the way I wanted it for about 10 minutes. And then I made a switch in the name of it and lost all my progress. Now on my website, it's all messed up, and it just shows the T-shirts and tickets for sale. And it's just a. But anyway, wheelliferally.com. It will be corrected in the next day or two, but wheelliferally.com is up and running. It just needs to be fixed, so look for that as well. What do we got here? EUC Griffey says, still waiting for the 134 volt, 19-inch rim, under 73 pounds, full suspension. We are asking for so much. and look, I understand it. But
we could do it with a 300 watt-hour battery. I mean, it's give and take. Like
that's a problem.
You know, it's if you want to get them under the weight. I mean, you could do what I did. I took the batteries right out of my RS and I put in a 700 watt-hour battery pack. So I've got a sub 60 pound. I think it's like 50 some odd pound RS. And people ask like, how do you do all those jumps and everything? It looks so effortless. Well, I took a lot of the guts out of my RS in order to make it as light as possible. And so a modular battery design would be even better. And then if you want a long range, you put it in your long range battery.
And if you don't, you swap it. Battery. Nice. Yeah. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Yeah. So Mickey is
batteries across country, and
that's easier.
Take your wheel on the carry-on or whatever. Yeah.
You know? Mickey's saying NYC don't own cars for the most part. So I'm not sure, Mickey, if you're saying about making your way down here. But remember, just so you know, the bus and the train run right to Springfield, right near where we're going, you know, so it's easy. And I will coordinate with anybody that wants to come in. You need help? I got you. So, you know, we can make it happen, definitely. So if you want to come in, I'm really hoping that you guys do. Like I said, it's 2.5 hours from New York. Last year, actually it was the year before, we had a carload of people come from Jersey, and nice. they all came out and they got out the car. I said, "How many people you got in that car?"
Clown car.
Yeah, but it was great because there was some wonderful people, and that's when Law happened to be in the area. So Law came to the event the first year. That was when he jumped one of the platforms. He cleared it, and I was just like amazed. I saw that. That was really good. So he's hoping he can make it back this year. He don't know. He can't give me an answer yet. So I'm hoping Law is going to be in the house. I'm hoping Mickey's going to be able to make it down. I talked to Turbo. I'm hoping Turbo can make it down. I'm hoping that, you know, we definitely will
Turbo
have.
better make it. He's a VIP.
Oh, no, for mine. Yeah. Yeah.
He'll take his wins. He'll come and get his wins at the Amped Electric Games, and he'll take his title up there.
That's right.
Defend his title.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for many of the people that made it, that are going to make it out to Bentonville, are going to be able to come back and come together again a few weeks later at my event. So it'll be just a reunion for Bentonville, which was great, which would be a great idea, you know?
Yep.
So Mickey said you should live stream the event for each of the days. That would be cool. I'm sure we'll have some sort of live stream going on. I don't know that, you know, we'll be able to do that every day, right, Seth? That would be, I don't know. I don't know unless you already have that. For the AMP games.
So I just got off I was in a conference call this morning with Seek and Shred. They're our timing partner, and they're actually bringing 2 Starlinks to the event. The Starlink is the Elon Musk, you know, uplink to the internet, and also a popular 360 camera company is going to be providing us with an 8K professional grade camera. So the plan is to put that kind of centrally located near the jumps, near the finish line, near the stage, and then people can actually go onto our YouTube and move the camera around, zoom in, zoom
Nice.
out, check everything out. So yeah, heck, we'll
Nice.
run the camera 24 hours a day. Who cares?
Love
Just
it.
have it,
Love it.
yeah,
Like,
just have
like,
it
yeah,
live
plug
stream
it
the
in,
entire thing.
and make it happen. You know what I would
Yeah,
really
yeah,
like? I just went to a drone demo, and the company that makes our body cameras, they do drones as well, and they have this drone on a tether that you can
ah,
send up to 250 feet, so any level you want, and the tether has power, so you just plug it in,
wow,
and you can run it all day long and
that's
get footage of
crazy.
the whole area. Not only does it
Wow,
do footage, but it zooms in to 200%, and it
wow.
has infrared, night vision, all kinds of crap built in. I'm like, oh my God, I was blown away. And now that we talk about
Wow.
it, I think I'm going to reach out to them and see if they would be willing to. Number one, they're not just here. This is a company that is, all around the country. So see if they can make it to Bentonville, and also if they can make it here to my event. Now these, like you said, our things are on a smaller scale. We're not, this is
Yeah.
not an official sport yet, so it's kind of harder to
Yeah.
get outside vendors to lend their support to something that they may not see as viable yet. But
Yeah.
I will reach out because this just made me think of it, and that would be amazing. Get an aerial view of the whole place while we're doing it, and then bring
Right.
it down to a
Yeah.
little bit lower to just an event view of what, like that
Yeah.
race. Oh, my mind is spinning right now. Spinning, people.
Yeah. That would be amazing. I do have to mention one thing. Those of you that do have drones, and if you're thinking about bringing them to the event, we're actually in the airspace of the airport. So it's a little bit limited, at least on the drone capabilities that we have at the fairgrounds.
Okay.
We will have an official drone photographer. His name is Johnny Snipes.
Okay.
Snipes FPV on Instagram. He's a drone sport photographer. We definitely have a green window for him as far as
Nice.
flying. We're going to try to keep everything under a certain ceiling so that we don't have to worry about
Yeah.
it. But it is a concern about having drones out there. I know some
Yeah.
people bring their personal drones and stuff. So
Is
you could run it at Kohler. Kohler would be fine. That's way
Yep.
out, off the grid. But we might have some limitations
Okay.
at the Amped Electric Games.
And
Um,
that's why I liked that drone I was just mentioning, because it's tethered, so it doesn't have the same stipulations that a regular drone
right.
has, and it only
I
goes, the
like
tether
that.
goes up to 250, but you usually don't have to go up that high. 100 feet,
Right.
150 is always really good, so that would be great for that. And I was planning to bring my drone. I still might, so I'm glad you mentioned what you did, because that's important for
Yeah.
people to know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to try to get as many eyes on this thing as possible. And I think, just with what you mentioned as far as sponsorship goes, once I started name dropping this popular 360 camera, a lot of other sponsors started taking notice. Uh, So I've got calls in with Red Bull. I've got calls in with Bang Energy. I've got a distributor out in Bentonville that I'm talking to, and they were all not kind of giving me the time of day. But once I started mentioning who is actually going to be at the event, who's going to be represented, they're
yeah.
like, oh, okay. Well, if you got eyes on it from them, then maybe this is something. Maybe we can
Isn't
make
it
something happen.
isn't it fun and interesting when that happens? You get ignored, and then What you said?
I've been,
Oh.
I have to admit, I've been kind of doing the same thing lately. I've had a couple of bids from people that I did want to work with, but the bids were kind of high, so I kind of played hard to get a little bit. So for instance, on the billboard, we have a digital billboard, a large, it's a video screen that's like the size of a side of a truck. And so
Nice.
we got that. Now the first price that they gave me, I was like, yeah, no, we can't afford that. But then, then they're like, well, what if we did this? I'm like, I don't know. What if we did that? I don't know. And then finally they're like, hey man, we just want it to be there. What do we got to do to make that happen? I'm like, oh, okay. So we'll
Nice.
be able to, I could envision having like the two racers that are racing for the finals come up, and we put their pictures up on the screen with their names
Mm-hmm.
and maybe some stats. and then having like the standings, always having the standings in
Yes,
rotation.
that's what
So
I
people
was
can come
thinking
and
about.
see
Yeah.
where they're at. We've got a lot of events that we've got the timed events, but then we're going to also have some just fun races and fun events.
Yeah.
One of those being like a turtle race to see who can get to the end of the finish line the slowest without going in reverse and without stopping. So that's one.
Give me
We've got,
an M10-3. I'll do it.
we've got one that's balance in a box, where it's going to be almost like a bull rider race, where you get in and it's however many seconds and you hit the stopwatch, and then we'll have the standings from that each day hopefully up on the screen, so we can see the standings of the main events, the standings of the mini events, and any other information that we want to put up there on the screen. I think it's gonna be cool.
Okay, sounds good, man. The more and more that comes together, I'm just excited, man. I don't think my excitement level can get any higher. I'm just telling you right now. I'm literally spinning right now. I'm like, woo! Can we get there?
Think about me, man. Think about me. I wake up every morning in panic mode. Like, what do I need to do today? What's the biggest fire? Because I mean, I work all day, I work all night, I get to the end of the day, and I go to sleep thinking about it, and I wake up and my eyes open, I'm like, what do I need to do today? I've never had anything like this in my life that was just so engaging and so fulfilling, and it's really been a positive experience so far, and I hope to carry that through to the event and just have an infectious attitude about the whole thing, because I think that I want everybody to be as excited as I am. I mean, just even the people in Bentonville, I'll tell them about the event. They'll pull out their phone. When is this happening? Okay, I will be there. You can count me in. They want to come out and see it. They'll stop me on the street. What is that thing? I'm like, it's an electric unicycle. If you want to see more of these, if you want to see guys racing around a track at 50 miles an hour, come on out to the fairgrounds. It's gonna be amazing.
I love that feeling. I had business cards, the Black Cobra on it, just so I can say, hey, here, you could go look at the channel and then look at more videos. Oh, there's videos of it? Yeah, you can see a bunch of people riding. And they're like, what? Like, I love the excitement that you get when you talk to people. Especially positive people, you can feel the energy, you can feel the vibe, and it's a great feeling,
And the kids,
I would kill myself on that thing. No, you wouldn't. You'd be fine.
So
you'd be fine.
At Bentonville Bike Fest, I actually had a booth there, and I had some big banners made up. You might I feel like I said, when I was a kid, I would dream about having a superpower. Like, I wanted to be able to fly or X-ray vision.
Yeah.
These give us super speed.
Yeah.
You literally feel like you have transformed, because you're looking straight ahead. You're not looking down. It becomes part of your body. It's just part of your anatomy. You smooth, you turn, it's fluid.
Yeah, you start that moving.
Yeah, and it's just part of you, and it's like, this is me. This is part of me. It becomes part of your experience here in this world, and it really, I think, the closest thing I've ever felt like to being a superhero. I mean, it really is true. And the kids, their eyes light up. They go,
yeah, they do.
A superhero? Yeah, you could be a superhero. That's what it's like.
I love that.
That's what it feels like.
I love feeling their excitement. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Willie Ray says, I'm literally riding right now listening to this. That's pretty cool.
I'm jealous because all my wheels are down right now.
Oh, no, you got one behind you. You got one behind you there. Up, other way.
Oh, that's the in-motion V8F. So this one has a hall sensor error. If anybody knows how to fix a hall sensor error on a V8F, I got to get that ready for Chapeau Duro from France.
Yeah.
He's a freestyle rider. He rides two of these bad boys at the same time. Believe it or not,
his videos are crazy.
They are crazy. I feel like, listen, there are a lot of riders that I wish I could have made VIPs. I wish I could have brought out. I feel like the riders that we did bring out, I try to get a little bit of each different discipline to bring together this I'm not sure what the guy's name is, but it's my like X-Men team of riders. So we've got racers, we've got jumpers, we've got style,
Yeah,
we've got
everybody.
art.
That's great.
It's really like it's an X Games kind of a
Yeah.
feeling where we've got all these different different disciplines that we're bringing together under one tent. Because in the end of the day, we're all just riding EUCs. We're
Yep.
all just part of
Mm-hmm.
this whole family. And I know like Kelly Chameleon is one of our VIPs that really exemplifies this crossover where she'll go from doing like some flow art and some flow dancing to jumping to racing to just really like agility type of things where she's balancing on stuff. And so she's one of our riders. Most of our VIPs have that crossover where they'll cross over. Wheelie Dope is another one who's an amazing rider. And, it's this feeling of being able, I want to do it all. I have a KS14D that I was going to be like EUC Side Street Rennie on and like learn to learn how to shove it and do the pedal slides and stuff. And, it's hopefully, if anything, this will really open up the eyes of some people that just look at it as a commuting device.
Yeah.
And, it can be so much more. It can be a lot more.
Well, so a lot of people would like to try more, but they need that influence from others that do more. You know what I mean? So when you do something differently than I do, then I like to be around you, like I'm a big guy, but I love to ride fast and I love to seated riding and dancing when I'm sitting and stuff. And there's like, a couple of guys here. One specifically is like, how long did it take you guys to learn to sit? I can't sit like that. You guys just transition and you're moving and you're dancing and you're doing. I'm like, yeah, I just do it. I don't know. I feel it. I mean, I was a dancer for, still am. So I kind of translate that into that. I don't know. I just love the motion, the feel. And not everybody can do the same thing. Not everybody's the same. I watch you jump. I watch Shibby jump. I watched Kelly stand on the top of the wheel because somebody else was showing her how to do it, and I'm like on the very top of the wheel, and I'm like, "Ooh, boy, I don't know, I don't know."
That's never turned out good for me when I've tried that move. It's never turned out good.
Well, I've never tried that move, so I'm gonna take your word for it. And it's one thing when 150, 160 pounds is on top of the wheel, but when 235 is up on top of the wheel, what wasn't designed to hold you, I don't know. But
let's do a seated race. You just sparked my imagination.
Yeah,
let's have
we will,
race.
man. All that kind of stuff.
Your butt can't come off the seat.
Yep.
you gotta ride it.
There you go.
I know that I was talking to San Pachico about bringing out some polo, and
We
have one building that we can set aside. It doesn't have any beams or anything. We can put a court in there, and we could have an actual polo court. And
that's perfect. Mickey, as a matter of fact, they design mallets now. Mickey has their own mallet that they designed for us to play polo on wheels. So we can get with Mickey and see if we can get some of them ordered up, and that could be have a set of mallets for some games while we're out there. That's a great idea.
Yeah, this whole idea with the Amped Electric Games is to bring the games that you play when you're on group rides, bring the games that you play with maybe you have a solitary game that you play that you just try to do the same. I think that a lot of that can translate in, having fields that are available. Let's say that you want to introduce a game to everybody, so you want to reserve a field for an hour, and then people can sign up to take part of your game.
There you go.
You put the rules up there. Everybody comes. They've got kind of a warm idea of how it all works. We have one. We have one here in Denver that we play. We have these they're like padded like pugil sticks. They're just small, shortened pugil sticks, and then we put a soccer ball down, and we have 2 lacrosse goals, and you can't touch the wheel with anything but the pugil stick, or you can't touch the soccer ball with anything but the pugil stick or your wheel or your foot, and then you just batter it back and forth, 3-on-3, 3 teams of 3 going after each other, and it is a blast. It is so much fun.
Welcome to Battle Wheel.
Right.
Oh man, we're gonna have so much fun. So Real Talk says, will Marty be there to take attendees on a long distance trek? I don't know if Marty's gonna make it. Have you talked to Marty about it?
I've talked to Marty, and one day I'll talk to him and he says he's coming. The next day I talk to him and he says he's not coming. Then he says he's coming. I would say, if there's anybody that would not miss an event like this, I think it would be Marty. So my money is on Marty being there. As far as the long distance track rides, I think there's one that's called All American. There's a trail called All American. It goes all around the entire area. It's just a really smooth, kind of a even pace trail. That's like right up Marty's alley and right up what he would probably want to lead. There's not, as far as the fairgrounds goes, there's not a lot of opportunities to go on long rides around there, just because this is Arkansas and they don't have bike lanes like they do other places. Really not that much of a shoulder. So
hold on a second. I just saw this. I guess we're behind. Nadia's in the house. What's up, Nadia? Yes, we were talking about you a lot. We believe they designed a wheel just for you in Kona, and yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Hey, that wheel looks pretty exciting. That T4.
Yeah.
Model T. I'm going to call it the Model T. That wheel looks really interesting. I hadn't even heard about it. My buddy Greg said, "Hey, should I take my deposit for? Should I remove my deposit for the S22 in lieu of this T4?" And I was like, "What? What T4? What is this? What are you talking about? I don't even know."
You're like, talk to me, man. Talk to me. What are you talking about?
Everything changes so quickly. You know, everything. All the wheels skip in and out.
So Jeremy's asking, how are people getting their wheels there? Jeremy, like he said earlier, you can ship them right to the fairgrounds. Once he gets that set up, he's gonna put it up on the site, and people can ship their wheels ahead of time. Or some people are driving across country and gonna be there. That's how I'm getting mine there, or at least one of them. Maybe I'll send one and drive one. I don't know. Anyway, but it's possible to ship your wheel. That's coming up. So.
Yep. I need to get a container out there. I want to make sure that we have a safe place to store the wheels. The ultimate thing that I'm most concerned about with this wheel storage is just making sure that we don't have one bad egg that ruins the entire bunch.
Right.
Like what happened to the e-wheels container like last year or something, and ended up taken out. I just would feel so horrible if something happened in the storage process and people got there and weren't able to actually ride. So I'm paying a lot of attention to how I can most safely store the wheels. And I think having that pre-inspection, as we're taking them in, just making sure that if they are charged up to 100, they fully charge, and that we don't have any bad cells or anything like that. Hopefully someday we'll have a smart BMS. It looks like the Raptor, the InMotion Raptor, might be our first smart BMS that we have.
And that looks crazy good.
Yeah.
Really monitor all of it. Yeah.
Right.
This cell is bad. Replace it. I'm like, wow. Yeah. That would be amazing. Yeah. So Mickey
I have a smart BMS as well.
Yeah.
My RS has a smart BMS, the Ant BMS. So when I had them, Sheridan Miller built me some battery packs for my RS. And he put in a smart BMS, which tells you if there are thermal problems and also voltage problems on a cell by cell basis.
Nice.
So the capability is there. It's a little bit cost prohibitive right now for you to add something like that aftermarket.
Especially because there's so many parts issues trying to get parts and stuff. So I'm sure it's not cheap. So
no.
But Mickey he said, okay, real question. These OEM are Chinese. They don't care to make wheels that fit extremes. They don't care what we want in general. How does breaking wheels beyond warranty change that for them? Not sure, Mickey.
I think that the dollar is what is ultimately the power. And if we have a manufacturer that's making wheels that are consistently breaking because they're not meeting those extremes, then people aren't going to buy them. So vote with your dollar. Vote with use your dollar is power. And that is one thing that the folks over in China do pay attention to is sales.
A lot of people are saying that. The Chinese tech culture companies are in no way beholden to the Western consumer for development or tragedy. That's true. And a lot of people say, don't buy it. The hard part is, and I'm guilty of it, it's hard not to get it, though. It's hard because you want the new wheel. You want the new specs that you get with those wheels. Like I've been drooling over that. You know, first I was drooling over the S22, then the Master, drooling over that, and I rode that, and I'm like, oh my god. Now the V13, I'm like, oh my god. Like it's hard not to drool over
I'll tell
it.
you though, I'll tell you one thing, Cobra. You know, I beat the hell out of my RS, and it just keeps on ticking. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. I understand that we've seen some problems with the InMotions just not working out of the box lately. We've seen problems with
Yeah.
the King Song's not working out of the box lately. I think
Hmm.
that if I think that you ask people that do the extreme sports or do the extreme riding, hey, what is the brand that you choose? What wheel do you choose? And I think that following them. And like I said, if folks want to do this type of riding, they're going to choose the brands that won't break. And with that said, we are jumping into airbags, so
So
I
you're
don't
good.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like if folks want to go home and send an 8-foot ramp onto cement, that might be a problem. But
Yeah, that
learning to
might, it could
jump,
be. It could be a problem.
learning, learning to jump, learning to balance in the air, learning not to overspin. I know it's foreign to you guys in New York City, but hey, it will help you become a better rider. It does help you become a better rider. I don't know how many times I've been riding on the streets in New York City and hit a bump and I'm
Yep.
airborne.
Yep. You're
That's
like,
jumping your
whoo,
EUC.
and
That
then
is
keep
jumping.
going.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and all we can hope for is that this patent expires soon and we can get some domestic EUC manufacturers that do care about us and care about
Yeah.
our wheels. And, I've been
And I don't.
talking to some people.
Yeah. I don't know how all
I've
that
got,
works, but I hope so. I hope that happens.
yeah,
That would be
I
the
know
best
that,
thing to happen to us.
I'll give you a little inside information, but I'm in Bentonville. My roommate is a BMX bike builder. And I showed him the S18, I showed him the S22, and he looked at it and he said, this suspension tech that they're using is like 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, the mountain bike suspension, he builds mountain bikes, he builds BMX bikes, and he's like, I showed him the hangers and the controller,
Yep.
and we actually mocked up something like an EUC in a matter of a day or two. So it's not beyond the tech, it's not beyond the domestic capabilities to build these machines, but we have a huge liability thing that we need to get over, obviously, for purposes of becoming a domestic producer of EUCs. And then we have the patent thing. And I think that if we can clear those two hurdles, no pun intended, I think that we will see some manufactured wheels. I mean, he was talking to me about a type of a technology that we could bring to EUCs, which not only has the up and down suspension, but also the left and right suspension. So that as you're going around a berm, it's making sure that the proper point of the tire is always in contact with the ground. And it allows you to really power out of a berm as well, because it's got that kind of almost like a slingshot, design. And so, this type of swing arm suspension that they're using now is really dated technology. And there's a lot of other suspension geometries that are much more efficient. And if we could bring those to EUCs, I think we're going to see some really crazy. I'm talking like, let's go jump over the Grand Canyon or something. I mean, let's really push the envelope on these things, man.
Strap a rocket to your back. Well, I can tell you that I know that the issue is going to be also if the patent does run out and we're able to bring that to Western society as far as building these things, then we're going to run into, obviously, oversight and then safety will be a huge thing. So I would think we would probably see a quick clamp down of the capabilities of these for a while until we were able to get that same capability and performance at a much higher safety rate. So that would slow us down for a while, and then we would come back in a healthier, more safe way. At least that's what I think. So, many people agree.
I agree, and also, the battery technology. The lithium-ion battery technology is very, very ecologically destructive.
Yeah, we need something.
There's only a certain amount of lithium, and they've mined a lot of it.
Yeah.
So, it's a heavy technology. It's a very combustive technology, obviously. The iron phosphate lithium batteries aren't that much better. They're heavier, but at least they're
Hmm.
safer. But if we could get into, maybe Cobra, maybe what we need is a corded EUC with a with a really long extension cord.
Well, you look, you say that, but some what's the name had the batteries in his backpack, and he was like, ah, and
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I guess you could design something and wear it on your back to power the wheel. I don't know, but if it
Yeah,
can
I
make it
saw that.
safer, then I'm all for it. Whatever works.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Big Boy Fast Boy. Good to see you here, buddy. And he says, I feel like EUC makers do respond to the market. The companies just prioritize speed and performance over other important safety aspects. Yes, and they prioritize that because the speed and performance is what gets them more dollars. And that's why they're prioritizing that over, because people are like, wow, I think they should do this, but I'm gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah.
That's what
Well, and
happens.
also, if you think about it, that top speed number on that ad sells a lot more wheels than having the safest BMS ever. Like, I don't give a crap about the BMS. I want that top speed. Like, it's the marketing that drives it. It's the marketing of these things. Like, safest BMS ever is not as exciting as 70-mile-an-hour top speed.
Yeah, I know, because you say that and people are like, take my money now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, literally.
Big Boy says likely due to the cost of R&D that would be involved for something like dual controllers or other redundant systems. But those are possible. They're happening now. So, we just need to
I
get
think the
it
Raptor
has
has
it.
a
Yeah,
backup
redundant.
Hall sensor. I think
Yeah.
Hall sensors.
Let's see. Maybe I ride the Sherman there and ship my RS 1200 miles. Who's down?
Hey, join up with Archie Panda.
There you go.
Because he was talking about making the trip on his EUC because he doesn't own a car either.
Yeah.
I mean, I barely drive my car. I go everywhere on my EUC, but hook up with Archie. I think he's going to be making the trek.
Yeah. Okay. EUC girl, congratulations on the come up with Liat. I was like, okay, so she's getting sponsored by them. Nice, nice, nice. I like it. I like it. Let's see. A plane. Yeah, it's not that easy, Nadia. I think you're saying how they're gonna get the wheels there. Yeah, it's not that easy. You got to ship them. Do you still need volunteers for the AMP games? If so, yeah, what you need help with?
AmpedElectricGames.com/volunteers. It'll ask you your name, it'll ask your contact information, whether you can help on site or virtually. And then if you have any special skills that you can contribute, I'd love to have somebody come forward and say, hey, I'd like to help keep the website up to date or help with Instagram posts or something like that. Like, graphic design, coming up with flyers, things like that. These are all things that could help out right now to help with the Amped Electric game. So,
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, and I'll give you a ticket as well. Everybody who's volunteers is going to get a
there you
ticket to
go.
the Amped Electric game.
So
And also, Cobra,
Go
I do
ahead.
want to mention real quick
Yeah.
that everybody who volunteers into the Amped Electric games will go into the volunteer prize pool. So all of the prizes that are coming in for the Amped Electric games will be divided into two pools, one for volunteers, one for riders. So all the really cool sponsored stuff that you see, everybody who volunteers will have the opportunity to win one of those. Also, everybody who volunteers will have the opportunity to win either an RS or a one-wheel GT. That's our grand prize for our volunteers.
Nice.
So we want to take really good care of our volunteers. So ampedelectricgames.com/volunteers if you want to volunteer for the Amped Electric Games.
Right. And if you forget, when you go to Amp Electric Games, you can click around there and you'll find the volunteer page. And yeah, because his website's still working. Never mind, whatever.
We'll get yours back up. We'll get yours back up and running.
So I just want to give a shout out to my man. Thank you. I appreciate you there, Splice. Splice Guard is now a sponsor of the Wheel Life Rally as well.
All right.
He's now our third sponsor, so we want to continue that. And I meant to start that a lot earlier. Thank you again, Seth. because a lot of what you're doing is reminding me of things that I thought of when I was in the planning stages way back. And because,
Right.
you know, it's mostly just me doing everything, like it's tough. You're like, oh shit, I forgot that. Oh shit, I forgot that. And so I started sending out the request for that. And I was like, okay, now I got to start doing it. So I appreciate that, because I'm taking a page out of your book, and I appreciate everything you're doing there.
Thank you.
So Nadia said, yes, Begode T4.
An exciting wheel. It's exciting.
Yeah. The Foss. Love you guys. Shred it hard. Enjoy every moment you've been given. That's right. You have to enjoy every minute. EUC vibes. What's up, Tommy? My man,
I tried to hook up with him. I tried in New York. We were trying to make our schedules work, and unfortunately, we weren't able to meet up. But I can't wait to meet Tommy in real life and hang out. He seems like super cool.
Tommy's a great dude. He's a great dude. A lot of fun. Yeah, you're gonna love Tommy. He said, I'll rent a van and gather some awesome NYC riders for Wheel Life Rally. That's right, baby. I appreciate you. That's it. Get a van, get y'all all together, and bring it on down. You know, yeah, it's great. Let's see. Wait, what did he say? The bus? What is this, Harry Potter? Yo, whatever. You want to get on the magic bus? Make it happen.
Platform 9 3/4, baby.
There you go. Yes, Shibby is going to jump a bus. It's going to be great. This is going to be a party for real.
He's going to jump a bus for pediatric cancer research.
That's right. That's right.
What we're going to do. We're going to donate. We're going to try to do a jump-a-thon. Maybe we guess. Maybe we have people pledge on how many feet he's going to jump, and then if he jumps that many feet or further, we'll match it or something. We're going to do something for childhood cancer research. That's really important to me after meeting with Turbo NYC and EUC Ferry, his wife, and just hearing their plight and what they've gone through with their son Noah. I feel like this would be a way for the whole EUC community to give back. And that's what it's all about. It's about giving back.
Love it.
And yeah.
So Gone 420 says the veteran Sherman or Monster Pro for high speed, or wait for the V13. It depends. In my opinion, I'll give you mine. I have the Sherman and the Monster Pro. The Monster Pro for me is the best for top speed, just because it's bigger and heavier and stable. And the veteran has a little more torque. Not low speed torque, doesn't have that low speed right away torque, but as it builds, it has more torque than the Monster Pro. So the Sherman would win in the race, but the Monster Pro would catch it depending on how much time you had. So the Sherman gets up to speed a little faster, but the Monster Pro to me is better for that high speed. But I'm a big guy, so for me, all day Monster Pro. But if you're weighing that against the V13, it's hard to do because we don't have it yet. And with the S22 things that happen, even the V12 things that happen, and the even the Monsters, a couple of those. So there's things that happen, so you don't know. A bird in the hand beats, the whole thing. It's that whole idea. So if you're going on what you got right now, for me, I would say Monster Pro. V13 is next.
One other calculation that you might want to make or add into that is the size of the tire. Because if you look at the size of the Monster Pro tire, it's like, I think, a 24-inch.
24.
And you're comparing that to a much smaller tire. So for every revolution that the Monster Pro tire goes around, it goes much further. Yeah. So you have a more efficient wheel, so you'll be able to go further on less battery. And also you can span those potholes and those imperfections in the road a little bit better. You don't feel them. It's not as bumpy as the Sherman. With all of that being said, Turbo NYC won the Bronx or the Broadway Bomb 2 years in a row on a veteran Sherman. So
yeah, he did.
Depends a lot on the rider as well.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the rider. Let me tell you that for real. So keep that in mind. EUC girl says, I wish I was riding right now. Girl, we all wish we were riding right now. Everybody in this whole thing would rather be riding. That's why it's a problem. it's a problem. It's like a drug problem.
Hey, I'll tell you, it's times like this. I do love riding, but I do love commiserating with my friends and with the community. So
Yes,
as much as I
yes.
love riding, I get just as energized from having
Yeah,
these live streams and talking to you and
yeah.
planning and I don't have a wheel that works right now. So there is that. There is that.
Yeah, that part sucks. That part sucks. I get you. I feel
I
you.
have
I
a
feel you.
14D. I got a 14D, a Kingston
Well, there
14D.
you go. You just go
And
out and get your chapeau de roue on. You good.
I ride around. As soon as I get on that wheel, I turn around backwards and I just go as fast as I can backwards because it's just so much fun to ride backwards on that thing. It's just
I actually want a smaller wheel to teach on because
yeah.
the V11 was my smallest wheel, and trying to teach on that was difficult with the height of it. And the Monster Pro and the Sherman are definitely not teaching wheels, so I
No.
need something smaller to teach on. So I may end
14D, man.
I may end up getting something. I love the 16X because no matter
16X is a good
yeah,
option too. Yeah.
no matter who I was teaching, the 16X has that wider tire, so it was easier for people to balance. So it was easier for people to learn on. So I hate that I sold it.
Yeah.
But I'm keeping to my.
You just sold the V11 too, right? You don't have that anymore.
Yeah. I just sold it.
A Monster Pro and Sherman.
That's
are your
it.
Wheels, Monster Pro and Sherman.
Yes, and the Masters hopefully on the way soon. Shouts out to Jason at eWheels. Hook me up. Let me know.
Yeah.
I check every day for emails. Every day. I'm like, is it here? Click. Is the email here yet? No. Is it here yet? But it's coming. It's coming. So Wheelie Brady, first of all, he says he wants to volunteer. So Wheelie Brady, make sure you go to that ampelectricgames.com and check the volunteer, sign up.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he says no drones. We need 30 feet selfie sticks. Why? So we can hit each other while we're riding by with 30 feet selfie sticks. Marty sticks. I call him a Marty stick.
Hey, I don't know if you've ever tried to ride with one of those 10-foot selfie sticks, but it is seriously a difficult proposition, man. I mean, when I went to Marty's rides, I had the 10-foot selfie stick, and when you know what it's like I think of the guys on the high wire, and they've got that long pole. Well, imagine putting that pole over just on one side. So you're riding the whole time, just trying to stay up, just trying to stay on your wheel. And then I remember one time I put it out like a jousting stick.
There you go.
I was on the wrong side of the road, and I thought it was a closed road, or I thought it was like a one-way road or something. I had no idea. Anyway, it's Marty and 40 other riders, and we're all cruising down the mountain, and all of a sudden these sport bikes came up around, and I've got the selfie stick out like a jousting stick, and they came around that corner, man, and I just ducked to the side, and it's some pretty amazing video. These guys
love it.
Going by, we missed each other just like that. And
yeah, man.
I should never have done that.
He's like, that was very dangerous. I should never have done that.
That was very, very, very dangerous.
But listen, it happened. Yeah. So EUC Vibes had a good idea, a one-legged race.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a good one-legged rider, so I'm not going to be in that race, but you guys have fun with that. Sammy Pacheco, he said, "What's up?" Sammy's in the house. Sam. What's going on, Sammy? Yeah. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, shouts out to Sammy.
Sam's got a lot of great ideas. Yeah, we talked on the phone the other night. I think for like 2 hours, just about ways that we can make this event better, and just our philosophy. I feel like he really gels with you and my philosophy, which is just positive vibes, positive energy, doing things for other people, keeping riders on their wheels. And that's the kind of vibes, that's the kind of energy that I want to bring to Amped Electric Games.
Nice.
Because that's the community. That's what's going to build the community.
That's right. So Michael Adams is saying, hello, Seth. It's Michael from Nigeria. Greetings to you and the Cobra. All right. Michael. What's going on, man? Good to see you, Michael. So you talked to Sam. He's asking did you get a chance? You talked to Sam while you were there. You said, yeah, right?
Yeah,
Seth?
we talked on the phone.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
for a couple hours. We talked about polo and we talked about all kinds of stuff. Just bringing some wheels out, having some wheels on site there for people to try out, having some wheels on site there for people to buy, and just
Yeah.
it was a great conversation.
All right, so Law Laxina's in the house. Mr. Sin, good. What's up?
Another
Yeah,
one of our
brother.
VIPs. Yeah, give a shout out to Law. I went and interviewed him in Las Vegas. If you guys would like to see more about Law and why he rides and how he rides, go check out Amped Electric YouTube, Amped Electric Games. You can see a video of him. You can see a video of us just chatting it up. And actually, I want to thank Law for helping me out with my controller while I was there because I didn't. One of my controllers went out, and he pulled one out of his box, and we held them up next to each other, and we are like, "Wow, the dirt on this one is a lot different color than the dirt on this one." You can tell where people ride depending on what their controllers look like, because of how caked with sand and
Yeah.
dirt they get.
Yeah. It's funny because that like if you're going to do maintenance on your wheel, you remember where you were. I was like, ooh, yeah, that's a lot of dirt. Yeah. Like maybe I did a little too much. Because I really enjoy riding off road and going through and finding ways to, can I squeeze through here? Can I? On the V11 before I sold it, I took it out a couple. I was like, I gotta ride this. I'm about to sell it. I gotta ride it. So I'm going through this park that's right near here, and there's not a very big off road, but it's a little area. And I ride through, and like all the trees and growth, it starts coming in on me, so I'm squeezing down like this, and I'm like, it's getting tight in here, and I'm like, but it was so fun. I love that kind of riding because that to me
is amazing.
Yeah, it brings you to somewhere. Even if you made it there on foot, you would not feel the same. That exhilaration of zipping through that tight area and make it through this corner and jump this, and I'm like, oh, it's lovely.
It's like being it reminds me of being on the speeders in Star Wars.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I felt like. And especially when you go somewhere new where you don't know the area and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go a little fast, but only fast enough that I can negotiate these turns, because I remember what happened on the speeder when they couldn't make it. They hit trees. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
No. Another thing I'm looking forward to is I would like, mention group rides out at the fairgrounds. I'd like to get like a light parade that we do maybe every night. Maybe every night we all get our lights on. I know Archie's got that whole like bodysuit of lights that he wears. There's just so many cool. There's so many cool. Let's have a light parade. Let's have like a best of show for a light parade. We'll see who brings out their cool like flashing lights and stuff. And
Archie legitimately he looks like a Martian or extraterrestrial of like he and shouts out to Archie again. He rode from Boston all the way down to Springfield. Like I said, it's 2.5 hours to New York, but an hour and a half to Boston in car, and he rode it in wheels. So it took him a long time to get here, but he rode here to give me a little jacket that he owed me, and then he said, "All right, later." And I'm like, "Wait." I'm like, "Archie, don't you want something to eat, or you want to?" He's like, "Nah, I'm good." I was like, "This dude, man." So I always remember that. It cracks me up.
I've got a funny Archie story. Well, first of all, the last time I saw Archie, let me go back up. So the first time I met Archie, I was like, "Hey, I'm coming into Boston. I got to have dinner with my dad at like 11." He's like, "Oh, we'll just go for a short ride." It's like, "Cool. Let's go for a short ride." So we end up in Gloucester, Massachusetts, which is like near the border of New Hampshire. And I was like, "Archie, what time do you think we're gonna be getting back?" "Oh, we should be back by 2 or 3 a.m. So I was like, "Oh, I think I missed dinner with my dad." But I would not trade that ride. I wouldn't trade that ride for anything. It was amazing. So then the last time I was in Boston, just yesterday, I guess, I called him up, or he messaged me. It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. And of course I'm out riding. I mean, what else am I going to be doing, right? So he messaged me.
Right.
He's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm riding." I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm hungry. You want to go get a burrito?" I was like, "Yeah." So we ended up meeting at like 4 in the morning at a burrito place in Harvard Square, and then we went out riding. He's like, "You want to go for a ride?" I'm like, "Archie, I know what your rides are like, bro. I'm on an 1800. I'm on an 1800 watt-hour wheel." He's like, "No, we'll just cruise over to the skate park." So we cruised over to the skate park and just hanging out with Archie, and the sun is coming up, and I'm doing jumps, and it was just such a magical experience. And you're right, like, if I visited Boston and I didn't have a wheel, I would never see that side of it. I would
Nope.
never go
Nope.
walking out to Harvard Square and everything. So not only do these devices give us a great outlet for stress and everything else, but they allow us to see cities in a different way that we would never
Yes.
see. They allow us
Yes.
to meet people we would never have
Yep.
met before. They
Yep.
bridge the gap with people because they're curious about what they are. So we
Hmm.
have an opportunity to talk to them and to tell them and to meet people. And this world, this life, it's all about the connections that we make with other people, and the
Hmm.
and the information that we can spread, and how we can share what we've learned and share our love and our passions. And so, those are all reasons why I think that EUCs are just the greatest invention ever.
Yeah. And I just said that to somebody yesterday. They were asking me about traveling, and I said, listen, every vacation I take, I can have a lot of fun because I love to get into fun stuff. But I always think, I wish I had my wheel. I always just
Yeah.
like I don't go anywhere and not think, I wish I had my wheel. It's
Yeah.
just the way it is because you have more fun with one of those with you.
Mhm.
You can go places and do things that you wouldn't, oh, I got to make it down there. I said, yeah, but I kind of want to see the city at the same time. Well, let's make it
Yeah.
down there and see the city. So let's do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it from a car, but it ain't the same thing as seeing it with no restrictions.
Right.
It's magical. Magical.
Yeah, and they allow us to get into places that we would normally not be able to get
Mm-hmm.
into. And I have a perfect example of that was last year, shortly after I took my sabbatical from work. There was a hurricane going on down in New Orleans, and a couple friends and I took our one wheels and our EUCs and a couple chainsaws, and we went down there, and we were able to get into places where the normal rescue people and emergency people couldn't get into. I remember one place in particular where a tree had fallen across the road, and there was a 90-year-old man. He had just had like heart transplant surgery,
Oh man.
and we got the call that, hey, this place. So we got in there, we got our chainsaws, we chopped up the tree, we got out of the way, and we got out of there. And that was a place that people that they couldn't even access. And so I think that there is a real opportunity as well for these types of vehicles
Mm-hmm.
to really help out in times of emergencies and times of
Mm-hmm.
need. Part of what I've been talking to Liv about is having some type of volunteer network where, when something like that happens, when the power goes out
Yeah.
and you need to get food or medicine delivered, we can use these EUCs, we can use these devices to
Mm-hmm.
get into places that normally you can't get into. And
Yep.
so I think that beyond the community, beyond the fun that we have, there's a lot of work that we can do, and
Yeah.
a lot of ways that we
Yeah.
can help other people
And I think it's
to
important to see those things. And I think honestly, once they come here and we can get them built here, I think then we will see them in a different light. When
yeah,
I say we, I mean our country, because
our culture.
that's when they will be more accepted. I think when we can have more of a hand in building them, and then we can have more access to them. I think that then we can get them more in the mainstream. Because I agree that you could have one of these in the back of your car, and you could get places just like nobody else can. And think about
Yeah,
this: you're never stuck or stranded ever again. My car broke
right.
down. Who gives a shit? I'm just jump on my wheel and go get whatever I need, go get help or go
Yeah,
get gas or go get whatever, because I got a wheel so I can always get around. I'm never stuck. Yeah, you can
yeah,
walk, and I'm not, and I don't want anybody to, think I'm trying to be lazy. I know walking is healthy and it helps us, and I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just saying that what you can do on these machines, it can't be done on foot, and it's just
yeah.
a whole different genre, a whole different mindset, a whole different thing that I think we can bring to many facets of our society, and I think we will soon. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
for another quick example, we had down in New Orleans, we hooked up with some folks. It was the senior, I can't remember what it is, but basically the senior center, and they had I think the National Guard was bringing in a bunch of supplies, and they needed a place to put it. They needed a place that was secure and locked up. They had an entire parking lot full of buses and shuttles. And they were like, we need to get these moved, and it's going to take 8 hours because we got to move them and then shuttle the person back and then move that shuttle and then take them back. I was like, we can do this in like 30 minutes. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like, they just need to go over there on the it was like a quarter, a third, a mile away. And me and two guys, we had our EUCs, and we just jumped in, zipped back, jumped in the bus, zipped back, jumped in the bus. We had that entire lot cleared and ready for them to bring in the pallets of food and water and baby diapers or whatever else they're bringing in no time. And it's just like, it's that thinking outside the box of how we can use these things for good. If we are all superheroes, like I feel like I am, let's use our powers for good.
Yeah. And with great power comes great responsibility.
and knowing is half the battle.
Well, let's throw a few more in. Well, no. Hold on. I want to go back. I had a comment up here for a while, but I didn't want to keep leaving it up there. Law was saying about the suspension. He was saying that there was the side suspension may be a problem. Oh, there it goes. Here's a comment right here. Problem with side-to-side suspension would be the unnecessary thickness added to allow for travel in between the legs. But I look at it like this. Whenever there's a problem, we come up with a solution. So it would be thicker, but we have to come up with another way. So I just think just continue to innovate. We'll come up with ways to make things work out the way we need. So
yeah, and just take a look at some of the recent mountain bike suspension geometries. They're funky. Like, they are funky, but you know what? They're efficient, they're small, they're compact, they're
working.
We're making a lot of advancements every day. And so why not take something like the biking industry and use that as kind of a template for how we move forward,
we should use them as a springboard, because they're developing the technology that we can just, incorporate into these wheels. So why not?
Yep.
So, okay, I got a side note here. Rick Brown. Rick, I don't want to just exclude you because I don't know your situation, but it looks real negative, and I'm sorry to hear this for you. He said, don't buy from Yuko. I'm literally living the nightmare. Got sent a V12 with massive rotational knocking noise. I can't see it, producing huge wobble, and they're trying to send it back saying it's normal. I don't know.
I would say it's on InMotion. I don't want to knock any vendors. I think that, ultimately at the end of the day, who made the product?
Right.
InMotion did. And if you have to go directly to InMotion, which hopefully Yuko would be the go-between, but I think that InMotion ultimately is responsible for getting you out that replacement wheel, because your warranty, though it is through you bought it through Yuko, ultimately who honors your warranty is InMotion. And I would say write some letters, write some emails, and see if you can't get some traction. Find out, and La Laxina's in the chat right now, so I think he might be able to reach out and help out a little bit. Yeah. But listen, all these vendors are really doing the best that they can, and they're doing it with a crappy product in a lot of cases. And so as much as it is easy to bash on vendors and stuff, I'm guilty of it too. I will admit I've done some bashing in the past, but I really ultimately, the vendors want to sell more units. They want more people to be riding the units, and they don't want to have these problems and experiences. But InMotion doesn't have a great track record right now. They've had a few failures with the V11s. They had the V12 cutouts. It's and that's where, our money, talking with our money, and I'll tell you, I won't be the first one to buy a V13. I'm going to see how that shakes up. I regret being the first one to buy an S22. Like I always say, don't buy a first generation wheel, and it really comes true. I mean, when you do buy a first generation wheel, you almost have to expect these types of problems, and as unfortunate as it is.
I suffered from that too. The Monster Pro, with the old control
Yeah.
board and the old motor, whatever combination did not work and it failed and I broke my shoulder horribly. First generation, I was quick to jump on board. I wanted it right away. I wanted it right away. And
Yeah.
I look, I'm not gonna lie to you. That's part of who I am. That's like stitched into my DNA. I see something and I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm terrible at waiting. I have zero patience. I am like legitimately the worst at waiting. The only one worse than me is my 17-year-old daughter. I think she's the only one I've ever met that is more impatient than I am. I can't. I'm like, when I tell you I'm checking my email every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, and I haven't gotten anything. And I'm like, look, I know Jason. I know he's very busy, and he's got a lot going on. And I shouts out to him. I appreciate you a lot, Jason, for all you've done. But I'm so anxious to get the damn master that I'm like, and now that I've sold my V11, I don't have a suspension wheel, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but it was hard not to do it because riding the master, oh my god, I was drooling. I was riding through the field, jumping over stuff, and I'm like, ooh. It was like a kid in a candy store. I couldn't even believe how excited I was. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it is what it is.
I've been riding the RS for quite a while now, and then now I have a Hero and an S22, and my RS is down. But being in like mobbing through the streets of New York City on with the suspension wheel, it was like it made it so much easier. Like I didn't have to like pick my line through the potholes and stuff. I could just go right through the middle, and so I could see how captivating that would be for a rider, just to be able to go, you didn't really even have to think about it. It was a much easier experience to ride on that suspension wheel, and my knees really thanked me at the end of the day. And I'll tell you, it was quite an experience to be going 43 miles an hour on a King Song. It's something I didn't think I'd be doing anytime soon. So it's not. If anybody's wondering when the S22 starts beeping, it's right about 43, 44.
What's funny is I only saw one clip of you on the S22. Just so you guys know, I went down to New York to meet him, and it died as I was pulling in the lot, basically. And he's like, hey, by the way, it died. I'm like, what? So I was anxious to ride it some more, because when it was the S20, I rode the original. I had a good time, and I wanted to ride the production model and see, how if I'm still loving it. And it burned up, and I'm like, no, not burn up. Sorry, the control board went. So right, go ahead.
Yeah. It was, and it may have been an S20. That's what I'm wondering, because I got it like 5 weeks ago, and I'm like, wow, they got those out really quick. I wonder. So anyhow, I sent the serial number in. I got it from Free Motion Shop. They've been really good about honoring the warranty, getting me another controller.
Yeah.
And but anyway, yeah, it's seems to be an issue with the S22 where it's a high spin, low torque kind of a thing, where I was just lifting it up into Empanada Mama. We went to get some empanadas,
which is really good, by the way.
That was phenomenal. And the tire was a little bit wet, and so I picked it up, and it was new to me, and I wasn't sure where to lift it from and stuff, so it kind of tipped forward, so the wheel was spinning, and I kind of popped it up onto the curb to bring it into the building, and it just went boom. It just died. It just fell over. No lights on, nobody's home. We plugged it in, plugged in the charger. A couple lights came on. You could kind of see that like it was active. But I was too worried about like what had happened with the previous S20, and so I didn't want to like risk it too much. I was very careful about not doing anything.
He scared me, y'all. We were coming out. He goes, I smelled something funny. I don't know, and I was like, oh shit.
I did. It was that burning, that acrid kind of electronic burning smell.
Yeah.
And
not
so
good.
I think it was like a MOSFET or something went up, but
you never want to smell that.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. So. I do want to shout out to EVs as well, because EVs actually got me a controller in the mail, overnighted it to me, while my free motion warranty is processing. So as soon as I get that
Nice.
controller, I could send it back to them. But Bradley was great. You know, he's like, hey, man, you're on the world tour. We can't have that happening. So they were able to get me out. They were the only
Nice.
ones I found. They were the only ones that I found that even had the S22 controller.
Yeah.
And so for him to help me out like that so that we can keep on going and do the
Yep.
Tulsa or
Keep
the
on keeping
Oklahoma
on.
meetup, do a Denver meetup, you know, and just keep on
Nice.
spreading the words, spreading the love about the Amped Electric Games so people can come out. And if you can't make it to the Amped Electric Games, we do have our popular 360 camera sponsor who's going to be providing us with some 8K cameras that we will be putting them up on those towers like you were talking about. Maybe not a 30-foot tower, maybe like a 10-foot tower, so you can see the whole.
That'd be nice. There. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
So, Adventures in Gold said I want to ride and volunteer, and I'm sure you'll be able to, buddy.
Cool. Yeah. It's just all we ask is to do like a 4-hour shift or something, or you know, whether it's just whatever it needs to be done. Just come in and help out. I know everybody that's coming. I know they're all going to help out and chip in and pitch in.
Yeah.
Put their trash where the trash goes and all that kind of stuff.
Of course.
So I'm not. But really, I think having like race marshals on the race courses so that we can have, you know, fly the yellow flag just in case somebody goes down, and things like that. You know, I think is going to help out a lot.
So Adventures in Gold says, so who's renting the party bus for the ride down? Francisco said Tommy.
Sam Pacheco, I think, is renting the party bus.
Oh, that's a real thing. Let's make it happen.
That's what I heard.
Listen, how about a wheel convoy? Like, there you go. Several vans full of several wheels, and we'll just all ride down together. That'd be dope.
That'd be amazing. And documented on the way.
Hell yeah.
Documented on the way. Everything is content. Everything is content.
So the Electric Boy says, greetings to both other riders in the house. It's Michael from Nigeria. What's up, Michael? He's the Electric Boy. I like that. I like that too. Cobra, every time you talk about Monster, you grab your shoulder.
Monster Pro. I love my Monster Pro.
Look, there's a little trauma. I can't help it. Hey man. Jeremy, you should every time we say Monster Pro, you should be saying something too. He got one and crashed. Wait, no, or was that the V3? I think yours is the V3. He got it and quickly crashed it. All right. So we're at almost 2.5 hours.
If you want to compare injuries, if you look at this finger, yeah, it doesn't bend anymore either. So I had this pinky finger is a. I got one of those too. But mine bends.
Yeah, mine bends, but mine actually got cut off and reattached. Yeah, wow. We'll talk about that another time. We'll talk about that another time.
A little bit of blood, little bit of sweat, little bit of tears, a little bit of love. Mix it all up, and you got our sport.
That's it. So it is what it is, you know. Seth, did you kill that RS controller I gave you already? That's law.
I think, you know what, that RS controller you gave me almost killed me because I didn't realize that it was one of the older ones that didn't have that had the 45-degree cutoff. So after about 3 cutouts on berms, I put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, oh, so that's why I keep on cutting off on berms.
Oh shit!
But that controller went to Mike Ray, and hopefully it'll turn into a really awesome trophy for somebody to take home from the Amped Electric Games. As a trophy.
That's funny. I did the same thing on the 16X. I went to a little pump track, and I didn't realize that it had the cutout, and I went up on the side, and I was like, oh shit! Luckily, I just was able to run it out, but I was like, whew.
That's what happened to this finger. Yeah, this finger. This was actually on an EXN, but I got to I got to this trail called Leopard's Loop. So there's a trail in Bentonville. It's called Leopard's Loop. It's all chip sealed, and they actually put a glow in the dark substance into the chip seal when they made the trail. So
Nice.
at night the trail glows green. So
That's
my
dope.
cousin and I, yeah, we went there, and I'm a big fan of turning your 45-degree cutoff to 75 on berms and then turning it back down when you're on just street racing or street riding, because if you don't and you have the wheel tip over, it can get into that like death spin
Yeah, where
thing
it
that
goes
the Gotways
crazy.
do sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had forgotten to put it back, and I went around the first berm. I had just got to Bentonville. We've been there for like 5 minutes, got all my gear on. I'm like, let's do it. Got on my first berm, made my first turn, fell right on my finger, in between my chest protector and the ground. And yeah, that was a problem. But anyway, Leopard's Loop. Let's make sure that we get out there. They just redid a lot of that Leopard's Loop. Also Crystal Bridge, and they have one called the They have this giant bridge called the Masterpiece. It's a big iron structure. It's all like rusted, and it looks like it's been there for 100 years. But it's a bike jump. It's a bike trail and a bike jump at the end. It's really cool. Everything in Bentonville is all centered around riding, bikes, e-bikes, and now EUCs. Now EUCs.
Well,
They love us there. They really love us there.
I think
it's
that's
a great vibe.
having a place like that is magic. Then I'm excited to be there even more. I didn't know about it. I didn't know that it was like that. I was like, I'm not gonna lie. I said, what the hell made him pick Arkansas? I'm like, really? Why? I'm like, why are we going to Arkansas? Like, really? Like, so you say that, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Now you know. They're building, I think they said 5 miles of trail a day. A week. There's 5 new miles of trail a week. If you didn't know, Bentonville is the home of Walmart. Walmart has a foundation. One of the kids of the Walmart group there is a big mountain bike enthusiast.
Okay.
So they're all about building new trails, building new areas, building accessible areas, which is another thing that I really like about what they're doing out there. Is they're building it and they're making it accessible to anybody, whatever type of device that you're on. And the other cool thing about Bentonville is that it is kind of a tourist destination. They're trying to build themselves as the mountain bike capital of the United States. They've got a lot to contend with if they want that. I'll give them this. I'll give them the mountain bike capital of the Midwest. And what's really great is like here around Denver, when I'm out on trails, people see me kind of give me a little grimace or something like, motorized vehicles aren't allowed here.
Yeah.
But in Bentonville, because everybody's in their fun zone, everybody's on vacation, everybody's happy, and these aren't their trails to like protect. So they're like, wow, that thing's really cool. Can you do that jump?
Yeah.
All right. Like, can you do that jump? And then I always hear, man, that guy rides his unicycle better than I ride my two-wheel bike.
Real talk. That's real talk right there.
The love is there. They love seeing us out there. They love seeing what we can do. And so the vibe is there. And I want to keep it that way. So if you're coming to Bentonville, like we've said all along, bring the positivity. Vibe.
Yeah, man.
Bring it. Ultimately, we need to respect the people in Bentonville and their rules. If they're like no riding on the sidewalks or whatever, it's on them. But if everybody does their part to make sure that everybody has a good experience, I'd like to do a parade. Let's do a parade and go all through the town. And everything.
That'd be dope.
I've got to go. I've called you like this, Cobra. I've already called the police. You
got to.
I said to them, hey, what do you think about putting one of those speed detectors, those white
yes
on the side?
Here, there's a couple of spots here that I ride by them just to see the speed. And I'm like, I push it. I'm like, see how much I can get.
Yeah. They said, it was Officer Penn, and he said, yeah, well, we don't normally do that kind of thing. And I said, well, how about we do something else? So we do have something really exciting and fun planned with the police there in Bentonville. So that's going to be
nice.
exciting. And I did tell them, guys, I did tell them that if there's any problems with anybody on an electric unicycle, I'm their point of contact. Make sure they get in touch with me.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it
That's
won't go
good.
far. If you have a bad behavior, if you have a bad attitude, or if you get in fights and things like that, it's going to come back to the community. It's going to come back to us.
Yeah.
Let's set an example. Let's be the best
Yeah.
people that we could be. I know everybody in this chat is not who I need to tell this
Right,
message
right,
to.
right.
I know you guys are awesome.
I tell people we have to be wheel ambassadors. We have to be positive wheel ambassadors because we're trying to get this adopted by everyone. So we need to be positive. Don't be that negative person that wants to give attitude to everybody because they're saying that you don't like what they're saying. Well, we're doing something new. There's people that are not going to like it, and there's people that are not going to understand it. But we have to stay positive because we're the ones that want them to adopt it so we can stop getting grief from people for riding it, and we can get legislation that allows us to ride wherever we want. The only way we're going to do that is by staying positive, not by being aggressive with people and going tit for tat and battling people. And we don't need that. We don't need that.
I think that one thing that has really helped me in my life, as far as people that say that whatever they say, is I think it's called the 4 tenets or something. It comes from an Indian philosophy, but basically it's what people say to you that's negative, it's coming from their experience. It's coming from whatever that happened to them in their life that led up to that moment when they're saying that negative thing to you, or they're giving you bad energy. And it's really up to you to see that it's up to you to how you perceive that, and using your positive experiences and your positive energy to overcome that and be able to just return with a, hey, have a nice day. It's great to see you out here. Have a nice day. Sorry you feel the way you feel. Maybe our paths will cross in the future. And that goes a long way. Leaving your ego checked at the door, and just having a positive outlook, and seeing people are just people. Everybody has a bad day, Give people a break, and I think if we all would use that philosophy, I think that the world would be a better place.
I agree. I echo that sentiment. I co-sign that right there.
My co-host.
That's
co-signs.
Right. Boom! Just like that. So Liv for EUC, Liv saying, she said, Seth, come back and visit. We got a wheel you can ride.
All right. I love it. I would love to come down and see you and Nick again. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. I want to shout out to Nick and Liv again, just for being there and helping with the events, and giving me ideas of things to do and things like that. And when I set off on my world tour, that I talked to Nick a lot, and I said, hey, what do I need to buy? I want to do these videos. I want to do these interviews. I'd never done any of this stuff before. Right. And he's actually a professional videographer. And he said, you're going to want a Sony A7 camera. You're going to want this microphone. You're going to want this tripod. Actually, I didn't have a tripod. He helped me out with that. And so we got down there, and it was me and my son, Ben, and my son, Chase. And he's like, all right, who wants audio and who wants to do video? And so we just divvied it up. And he took the time. He took a whole day out of his schedule. He's a super busy guy. And he sat down and he taught us all how to use the different equipment and what it was for and what the settings were. And we captured some really amazing interviews. If you guys haven't checked them out, I'm gonna plug it one more time at youtube.com/AmpedElectricGame. Go and see all of our VIP videos. We got a new one coming up. The Bomber Turbo from NYC, Turbo NYC. He's got a video that's coming out very soon. And I think it's just spectacular to have all of this snapshot in time recorded. Like in 10 years, when these things are blowing up and they're all over the place, like people are going to want to know what the roots were with these devices. And they're going to see people like you. They're going to see people like
skateboarding.
Chevy.
Like skateboarding. Right. You know what I mean? When it first came out, well, I don't know about that. And then next thing you know, you got all these competitions and and Tony Hawk, and you're like, whoa. Or snowboarding, and then you got Shaun White, and it's just there's just so many examples of when things start out in the periphery of society, and then when they come to the mainstream, you flash back to when they were on the periphery, who was doing what and who was doing what to
Right.
bring it to the mainstream. And I like to say, I like to think that we're doing our small part to make sure that happens and that we're able to bring it to the mainstream. And I really appreciate being a part of this journey. I really do. I truly do.
Thank you. I appreciate you being part of it. And I appreciate everybody. I'll kudos to everybody who's helped out. Kudos to people that have that positive vibe, that have that positive energy. There's some haters out there, like we said before, but I just love the taste of that haterade. It energizes me. It's got electrolytes, Cobra. It's got electrolytes. It's what jumpers crave. The haterade.
That's right. So Adventures in Gold said at the e-bike meetup, they had stuff like e-bike bobbing for apples and fun stupid things that didn't matter who the winner was. Yeah, we're gonna have that too. That's what Seth was saying, that those are the kind of things that we want to make sure people get involved in as well. So it's not all about the fastest guy,
right. Or the highest jumper, or the longest jumper. Let's have some games where it's a chance.
Okay. So Livette just said t-shirts. So okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I can send this message. Let me see.
Oh, I got one. I'll put out a question there, and whoever answers the first maybe gets the.
That's what I was gonna text something to you, but go ahead. What you got?
All right, let's give away 2 t-shirts. I'll ask a question. You ask a question.
Okay, go for it.
All right, everybody. We are meeting in Bentonville, Arkansas, September 1st through the 5th for racing, jumping. One of our events is a downhill dual slalom. What is the name of that event? Or what is the name of that run that we will be on?
Oh, boy.
Does anybody know? What is the name of the downhill dual slalom?
Oh, Lord, I would have no idea. That's a hard one. Oh, my God. Guys, don't worry. My question's going to be much easier.
Does anybody come up with one? No?
Nothing yet.
It's on the website.
Let's see. Let me look at these other things first.
It's at Kohler Mountain Bike Preserve. It's their crown jewel. I picked the 2-hour one.
Oh, wow.
EVs is sponsoring it.
Law said Yuko people are just as pissed with InMotion. Vendors ask for parts, but nobody gets them. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we were saying. I try not to blame the vendors because they're the middle person. That is the reality of our EUC. Always some type of issues. Yeah, this is true. A lot of issues, but we work through them.
Francisco is the winner. Francisco got the
Francisco. So he does.
Put your t-shirt size.
He does end up winning anyway.
And the answer is the Thunderdome. It's a pretty ominous name.
The Thunderdome.
But it's not Mad Max related.
Ding 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 ding.
If you want to see a preview of the Thunderdome, you could check out the YouTube. I've got a first-person view of going down the Thunderdome. You can check it out.
Wait, his wife said I gave him the answer.
We'll have to send her a shirt too.
Yes,
give us both your
there
sizes.
we go. 2 shirts for my favorite couple. You guys got it. He's awesome. Jeremy said, "Yeah, you're a second too late, man. You almost got it." Let's see what he said. Small for my wife, and she brought one already. Oh, she bought me one already.
These shirts are not on sale, so this is a commemorative shirt. But we also have the eridelife shirt. So if you want an eridelife,
That's right.
Shirt as well. So we can send you one of both. So you can.
There you go. There you go. So
small and medium.
The next question is going to be super easy. And if you won already, you can't win again, Francisco. Because I'm 100% sure you're going to know the answer to this. So don't say it. Neither one of you. Okay. So my question is, and if you've been watching any of my videos from way back, it's easy to know. What was the first wheel that I got? What was my first EUC? What was Black Cobra's first EUC? All right, let's see. First one to get it. What was the Black Cobra's first EUC?
Doesn't that guy in BC, that comic, ride one of those?
No, that's not it. No, that's not it. Jeremy, you got it wrong, but you should get it wrong. I don't want you to answer anyway. He's the one that got me into this damn sport. Got me all hooked.
That's a tough one.
And yes, I made a video learning how to ride it. I received it in the box, opened it up, learned how to ride it, and started making videos. That was my EUC journey. Nope. Ooh. It's not as easy as I thought. Oh, boy. Oh, winner. Ding, 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 ding. Real talk. Great job. The InMotion V8. The InMotion V8. I had that wheel. There you go. That's why when I saw it behind you, I was like, memories. He said the air wheel. No, I did not have the air wheel. Jerry said, damn, I thought it was the V10. Nope, it was the V8. Yeah.
I was going to guess MSX.
Yeah, and look, he said, I think we were in the video. Yeah, you were in the video, dummy, because you taught me. He got me hooked on it and was showing me stuff. And then he said V10. All right, so my man, same thing. So if you put your size in there, as a matter of fact, Seth, would you rather do it? Where do you want them to send you their addresses to? Normally I have them send it. So Instagram.
Or if they want to send them to you, that's fine.
Yeah. I'll take them and forward them too. But Amped Electric Games is on Instagram, and you can send him, DM him with your addresses so he can send out the shirts. That's fantastic.
And your choice of eridelife or Amped Electric Games shirt and size.
Yeah, definitely. So now, before we go any further, we got to come up with another one, Seth. So yours are even harder than mine. So you need one more to give away a ticket for the games. So somebody who is now, please, if you know 100% that there's no way on this earth that you can make it to the games, don't answer. If you think there's a chance you might make it, go ahead and answer, because this is your opportunity to get free entry. And we missed the early access, so now the tickets are up to $149. Seth, you got something yet? You think about it for a minute. Yeah, Francesca said we could donate it. Go ahead.
It's something I mentioned in this broadcast. You have your fingers on your keyboards, guys, because this is gonna be a quick one. Who is the Amped Electric Games' most recent VIP? We just added one this last week. We just added somebody. They were a fast rider.
Nope. Nope. Bing, 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 bing. We have a winner. Turbo. That's who you were talking about, right? Let me make sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
all right. Just making sure. So Wheelie Brady.
All right.
Wheelie Brady, who was already volunteering, so now you can volunteer to give your entry ticket because if you're volunteering, you get an entry anyway. So
And you can give your ticket, give it to
someone
somebody
else.
else.
There you go.
Can make it.
So
and if you already bought a ticket, let me know. I'll send you a refund, and we'll get you that ticket, free ticket, Wheelie Brady.
Definitely,
Super excited
definitely.
to have Turbo NYC, the winner of the Broadway Bomb, 2 years in a row, fastest in traffic rider. WC's on his Sherman caution wheel
with his helmet on top of his head. Again, if you want to know the reason why, watch Seth's video coming soon. So, all right, I want to thank everybody for participating in that. That was really nice. I appreciate you guys for just being here and participating in this conversation. I think we're gonna wrap it up now because Seth and I can talk all day about this because we're both just as addicted to this, and so is everybody in the chat. So as usual, we could talk all night because it is just that addicting. Oh, Jose made it in. What's going on, man? Jose, you're gonna have to go back and rewatch the whole thing now, brother. And you missed your opportunity to win.
What's up, Jose? Good to see you, man.
But I hope you're going to make it to the Wheel Life Rally, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to make it to the AMP Games, baby. Talk to Panda. I know Panda doesn't have a car, but you guys as a group can get together and rent a van like these guys are doing and make your way down. Take a few days off, make your way down, stay for a little bit, and if you can't make the whole thing and gotta head your way back, then that's fine. But let's do that. Let's definitely get as many people there as we possibly can to both events. Because that makes it fantastic. The more the merrier, and that's for real.
Yeah.
I know Seth, he feels the same way I do. The more of us that get together, the better we're gonna feel, the better we're gonna be, and the better these events are gonna be. So stay tuned for more announcements. Seth is still doing more interviews. I'm going to do many more updates for the Wheel Life Rally as well. And you guys stay tuned because we will continue to share the positive energy that we have. And we're doing as much as we can to get as many as we can into this world of electric vehicles. So you guys continue spreading your energy and we will do the same. Seth, is there anything you want to say in parting to the guys who are in the chat now?
I would love to say, if you haven't subscribed to Amped Electric Games on YouTube, go give us a subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, or if you haven't followed us on Instagram, instagram.com/Amped Electric Games. And I would love to really quickly roll through all of our sponsors. Yuko, Lazy Rolling, Fire Sack, Free Motion Shop, Rev Rides, Clark Pads, Bigfoot Brace, Armadillo, Seek and Shred, DD Airbags, eridelife, Helmet Flare, Predator Helmet, E-Rides, Old Bones Therapy, Nessie Float Shop, One Wheel Mop Shop, Beyond Riders, Safety Gear, Splice Guard, Kinetic DL, and of course, EVs.
Very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. All the sponsors for jumping on board with this, brand new sport that we are bringing out. I really appreciate people who are forward thinking. It's hard when you don't get an answer back or you get a no and you're like, okay, you're going to regret it. But but I appreciate those people that are willing to step up and jump in. So it's great to see. It's great to hear. And if you guys need to reach out to either one of us, hey, Amped Electric Games, eridelife, ThaBlackCobra on every platform. YouTube.
TikTok. I saw you on TikTok too.
That's right. And the only reason I slowed down on TikTok was because I got some warnings, about the whole China thing and whatever. So I pulled back, and then I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Screw it. So you'll see me getting more on the TikTok again. But I appreciate all of the positive energy, no matter what. I meet a lot of people, and for me, it just means the family is growing. I consider you guys all my family, so I thank you again for joining the show and jumping in. Seth, we're going to keep talking, so I appreciate you. And you guys come back again. Stay tuned. Check all the updates, and we'll see you at both events coming in September. September is going to be a big month this year.
Yes, it is.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Until then,
All right,
remember,
guys.
wheel life is real life. Keep riding. Deuces.